guys, I'm gonna unmute you, Goofy Wise, because I want to hear this freestyle that I'm watching you perform behind the scenes.
What is he
When my
saying?
music starts
Nothing.
playing.
The interns know what's up.
They can't hear you either. I'm gonna mute you one time, but we can see you. The interns can see you. We all can see you, but we can't hear you.
You got them bars,
right? Bro. He must have the bars.
No, y'all have to find out.
He's such a liar. Because he was like going in. I was like, I gotta hear this song. But happy Monday. I was gonna say May. Goodness, March 13th. The day after the Oscars, but we are the PartyChat Poscars today, which I'm really, really excited. We have an amazing group of people to talk to about a lot of different things before we get into the Oscars, winners and the upsets, but then the PartyChat Poscars. He's ready. So before we start anything and do our announcements, we do want to welcome our hosts of guests, okay, and our host period, because the way that y'all showed up, we gotta put you on the big screen. And I know you guys are official hosts now, Chelsea and Goofy Wise, but we are gonna have you Chelsea. Today she's Chelsea.
Thank you. I'm glad we're working on our intro. Okay. Thank you so much.
But yes, Chelsea, go ahead and tell the people who you are, what you do, boo, because look at you.
Hi, I'm Chelsea, and I'm just working on my career right now, but you may have seen me at Rihanna's show that happened to be during the Super Bowl. I don't know what that was, but what a concert. I got to, we were talking about, being, her baby's godmother, that's talks, but I said that would just be too much heat for the baby because, I'm just too hot right now. So, hi, everyone. You're welcome. Chelsea.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I think you have been a great godmother. But I was like, for a minute, I was like, was she at the Super Bowl? I got to ask her about that. All right, Goofy Wise, tell the people who you is and what you do.
What's up, guys? It's Goofy Wise. I'm just a calm, cool guy. Like to talk about shows.
Why he lying? I'm sorry. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to. Calm. My bad. It just came out. Oh, shit. Oh,
I am Chelsea, but being next to Goofy Wise, what an honor. Oh my gosh. Y'all know him. He's amazing. He's the moment.
What can I say?
Well, we have some other guests with us today.
Your album, please.
Shout out to well, hopefully Goofy will put us all on his album. Shout out to Kolby Mack. Go ahead and tell the people who you are and what you do.
Yo, what up? This is Kolby Mack. What am I? Yeah, film critic, screenwriter, producer, all around great guy and an amazing freaking dad. Out here, I'm splitting my time between LA.
Shout out to the fathers.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, out here just enjoying life in Palm Springs right now. The sun is shining, the mountains are big, and so is my ego.
Okay, I love the hat beside you. Okay, love
got a big
Atlanta.
ego.
I just want y'all to know that's an actual celebrity right there. Okay, thank you. I'm cosplaying as one, but my God,
he actually is one. Make sure you check him out. Make sure you follow him. And we've got Mark.
Hey, Auntie.
Who are you? What do you do?
So I'm a tech YouTuber, and so I do a lot of consumer electronic reviews and stuff like that. So you can check me out on YouTube. That's where you can mostly find me.
I'm geeking out.
Is anybody selling this? He's selling his self short, right? You should be reading the Bible, right?
Hello, he should be. That's what I'm telling you. Every time he comes in, I have to turn up I'm like, oh, that voice. You got to turn up for the voice.
Oh yeah.
God said.
Oh yeah.
God said.
God said.
That's Morgan Freeman's son. If y'all didn't know that, by the way.
Right. This is my child, in whom I am well pleased. I just want to hear you say that once. At least once, right?
He narrates Animal Planet.
I would love it.
Hi. I don't know if you met me before, sir, but I'm Chelsea, and I just feel like you need to gas yourself up just a little more than that. All right.
I got you.
You want to try it one more time?
One more time.
Yeah, one more time. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that's gonna make me full screen. Gotta make.
I know.
Full screen,
I thought so too, but I'll just
Hello?
there we go.
No, wrong.
No.
There you go.
Wrong person.
I know I'm like amazing, but like, yes, thank
There
you.
you go.
There it is. There it is. All right, so I'm Mark, and I'm Soldierknowsbest on the internet, and I do a bunch of YouTube videos. I have about 800,000 subscribers.
Hey.
Been around the world. Now, I'm dropping the subscriber count. Been around the world twice, 3 times, all the time. But yeah.
For everyone who can't count, that's like almost 1 million, but it is 1 million for this show today. And so, yeah, that is like amazing.
Thanks.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. Shout out to you. And then we have T. Baby, who are you? And what do you do?
Hi.
Dream girl.
I'm T.
Hi,
That's
T.
Hi.
No, who are you and what do you do, lady?
Okay. I'm gonna put this Letitia wig in the back because damn, she heavy. Anyway,
Come on, T,
hi,
keep it together.
I'm T. I am a registered nurse as well as a part-time, quarterly, yearly content creator. I mostly work behind the scenes because I like it. I like to see everybody thrive and survive and just living their best life, That's really it.
She's another person that when she's talking, I like listening to her voice talk.
I just want everybody in chat to know, like, she literally saves lives. Literally.
Oh yeah, I
she's
save lives.
an actual nurse.
Like that's like the one lifesaver you'll see today on this show. So like,
just don't come for me for any like, hey, should I put this on my boo boo? And I'll be like, you might want to go see your
gotta
doctor.
pay her for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
And then Elliot, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, this is listen, this is the 3rd year or 2nd year in a row that I've been picked in the lottery to be in this fantastic panel of Chelsea's and Goofy and Mac and these amazing celebrities. Wow. So I'm very lucky and honored to be here with you all. But I am Elliot on Movie Files, discussing the latest movies and TV shows, having live discussions about those movies and shows. So check me out. But again, I'm just a mere little human with these amazing people on this panel.
Whatever. No. Hold on, sir. He's on TV. He goes on TV. Okay. Wow. And he talks about the latest movies on TV. We on the internet, and that's cool, right? But he gets TV. Don't undersell.
What's your channel?
Movie Files.
Movie Files. Yeah. The man goes on TV. Okay.
What TV channel you was on?
It's the KMOV Great News out here in St. Louis. They invite me every month to talk about movies and stuff.
Right.
Like that.
That's fire. You celebrity.
I was like, I want to be like, right? I want to be like,
hold on, talk about a small human. Let me roll out the red carpet real quick. Let me
hello. Let's sweep it. Let's sweep it for a second. Okay. But yeah, so yesterday, as you guys know, the Oscars happened. The Oscars went down. We are going to be talking about that in a second, but I do want to give a special shout out to our members. Thank you guys so much for joining us with Matt Winters, Channy Chan, Charles Pretlow, and Eliminate. Thank you guys so much for joining. We appreciate you. Much love to you. If you'd like to be a member, check out the join button right by the subscribe button, and you can see all the awesome benefits. And we have a Discord. Be a part of it. Conversations are brewing, especially with what happened with the show. We gonna talk about that too. Last of Us.
I have to say, all of you members, I heard this from Rihanna specifically. You shine bright like a diamond. Yeah, I was the first one to hear that. Y'all are amazing. You get that for being a member here. Yeah, thank you.
From Rihanna to Chelsea to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 degrees of Rihanna. Oh God.
Oh my goodness. We have to get you to play the 6 Degrees of PartyChat podcast, which is like the 6 degrees of
I'll be awful,
bacon.
But I'll try. I'll be terrible.
But I love that game so much. But anyways, that's another conversation, another day. Okay, so new this week. Hopefully we have a better list of games, movies, and TV shows that are coming out this week. We'll see what's in store. Hopefully. Last week it was just mostly, reality TV shows and things like that. All right, I'll do games. Chelsea, you could do TV, and then Goofy, you could do movies. So for games, March 14th, The Legend of Heroes, Trails to Azure, PS4, Switch, PC. March 16th, we have Anno 1800, PS5, Xbox X, and Xbox Series S and X. The Dark Pictures, Switchback, VR. Oh, so they have a okay, that's fire. I'm gonna get that and watch my husband play it because I'll be too scared. But that's on PSVR 2, which
Christine, come on. We've talked about this before.
No, did you play the Dark Pictures, the first VR game? That was too much. We thought it was
listen, you've played horror games before, okay? It's time
if I want to stay alive, I have to limit myself.
You'll be okay. You know, we need it. We need, you know, guys.
She just want to see me scream.
Christine, you know, just do like a little bar, like, hey, Christine, if we can get this much for you, will you play it? And then she'll play it.
Selling my screams. So on March 17th, we have Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon on Switch. And then we have WWE 2K23, all platforms. Oh, more games. Okay. Oh, wait, no, that says March. Okay, hold on, guys. Interns.
That seems like, you know, a template. I think we could probably just like move on to movies now, right?
Movies, yes. Yes.
Okay. Don't worry, Chelsea.
They didn't double check this. All right.
All right. Party Chat podcasters. We have March 14th, we have The Siege on VOD. March 10th, we have The Resurrection of Charles Manson. Ah!
People love these killer things.
I'm saying, let it go. Let it go, please. March 17th, 65 in theaters. Shazam, Fury of the Gods in theaters. Inside in theaters. Supercell Limited. The Magician's Elephant. Netflix.
Some of those.
That one had the under
maybe the Shazam one.
Yeah, Shazam in
The
65
Ghost
is
Limited. Boston Strangler. Hulu. Moving On. Limited. All the World is Sleeping. Limited. A Snowy Day in Oakland. In theaters.
All right. That's interesting. Moving on to TV shows. So I'll give them a second to. Oh, we got it. Perfect. So the Idaho College Murders, that's also limited to ID. A Spy Among Friends, limited to MGM Plus on the 13th. We'll get Killer Cheers Season 1 on ID. Mean Girl Murders Season 1
What's with all the murders?
It's spooky season just in March. It's every month is just a countdown to Halloween.
I'm not gonna lie, I had to think about it. I was like, wait, it's spooky season.
But in March, yeah. Oh,
March
Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights, I'm interested in that. This season 1 on the CW. Return to Amish season 7. When Will They Stop on TLC. Superman and Lois season 3, the CW. And on the 15th, we're going to get Ted Lasso season 3. I'm going to be real. Feels like it hits a certain demographic with that show. Moving on to March 16th.
And here I am like, man, I might want to check Ted Lasso out.
Check it out.
Wow.
Let me know. Good Trouble season 5 on Freeform. Queen's Court season 1 on Peacock. Shadow and Bone season 2 on Netflix. Honestly, the villain holds that whole thing up. So
he does wholly and completely.
March 17th, Agent Elvis season 1 on Netflix. Class of 07 season 1 on Prime Video. Dom season 2, Prime Video. Extrapolations, limited Apple TV. Monster Factory, limited Apple TV. Power Book 2, Ghost season 3 on OWN. Come on, Oprah. Can we just talk about how Oprah really made an acronym of her name in its own? Like how?
And
she owns it, and that's her name. Put a Ring on It on March 14th, season 3 on OWN as well, and Swarm, limited Prime Video. Wow, there's a lot this week.
So I want to touch base because you said that you would be interested in seeing Gotham Knights. Did you see the trailer?
I haven't, because I don't want to judge anything. I want to go into it fresh, and I don't want to be mad when I watch it.
Right. So if that's the path, don't watch the trailer.
Yes, what I thought. I just want to give it a full chance.
Spoiler?
No, every trailer's a spoiler at this point. They always throw like they're taking on like anime stuff, and they're just throwing as many plots. You know how they do for movies, where they'll tell the whole movie in the trailer. They do that for shows too.
I would say the concept of it. You're like, if you know Gotham Knights or you know anything about those characters, when you watch the trailer, you're like, what are we doing here? What is happening? And I love CW shows. But yeah, give them a chance. Give them a chance. No, give them a chance. And then let me know. Because I love CW shows. I'm kind of.
I feel you. So Naomi
CW
was your
shows.
jam. I know.
You're a hater?
I am a CW hater too. I'm sorry.
Same. I'm saying.
They're just not good.
They're not.
Did you ever watch the originals? Did you watch Vampire Diaries?
That's different.
God.
That was different. That's the old school CW. New school CW.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not good
before
anymore.
2015 was it after 2015?
I
They
feel
don't
like
really have really good plots.
The
like,
common theme with CW is like it feels like a soap opera, but you know they kind of have like superpowers or vampire. You know, just take a new soap opera and just kind of throw it in, and they kind of just start throwing shit at you. Like,
Don't
hey,
get me
this
wrong.
is happening.
It's not a bad formula.
It works for some people. Yeah,
it can wear out quick.
Yeah.
And then as they get closer to the end, it's like a rushed ending, and I'm like,
Why?
could have just
It's
did
almost-
all of that.
Except for the originals. That's where I would say, like, the
That's
originals.
old school though, Christine.
Is it truly old? When did it end?
Yes. It's like an old school, not old school, but like it ain't like in the 2020s thing, like 2018.
No, it was definitely before 2020 for sure.
Yeah, so those were good. I like the originals.
My thing is it feels like the priority is like drama rather than fluid storytelling, and that's just like my preference.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. You guys are off the hook. That's fair. All right, we did get a super chat. Lang. Shout out to Emons. Emons. Movie review. Okay. E-Man, is it Emons?
We're working on it here. We're working on those. Yeah.
E-Man's movie review. Shout out to you, Kanye voice. I'm gonna let y'all finish, but Queen Angela Bassett should have won. Keep up the great work, y'all. We do not disagree. Okay.
Are we starting to talk about this now?
Can we hold it? Can we just
we're gonna hold it. We're gonna get there. We don't have a lot on the docket, so we can dive into the show.
We have a lot to say.
Yeah, we have a lot to dive into, but really quick, next thing, Suicide Squad. So we talked about when the showcase happened, and we talked about, everybody, like how we felt about the showcase itself and how we felt about the event and the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League part of it. And the internet also spoke. And so because of the backlash that it received, it got delayed. But what's weird is that it doesn't really say that there's a lot of really big things that they're going to do with this time in regards to it being delayed. A lot of times when a game is delayed, it's to fix things, it's to make things better, it's to, what have you. But they haven't really reported that there's going to be a lot that they're going to do. They say it's mainly for polish. What are your thoughts? Chelsea, we'll start with you.
So my first question is everyone in this chat a gamer?
Yes.
I'm not, unfortunately.
You're not? Okay. So let me break this down for you. That is okay. That is okay.
Educate me,
we don't
educate me.
judge here.
No, and Elliot can have the conversation, okay?
Yeah, you can still
front of my boy Elliot.
Oh, I was just joking. All right,
well, you guys is bringing out the signs. Now, don't
So wait,
Elliot now.
who was it? Elliot, you're not the gamer?
Yeah, but I'm familiar with a lot of the,
Oh, same to you, Colby?
Yeah.
Okay, so
play games at all?
I've got a PS4 that I haven't played in 5 years.
Same here. Same here.
That's why spend the money, I'm gonna talk about that sometime. Oh, kids, duh. I need to learn the age range and whatnot, and I'm gonna dive in.
It's all right. We're black. We'll look this way for the next 15 years, so it's all
there.
good.
You go. There you exactly. Got you. But to explain this game. So I'm sure you guys know about the Suicide Squad, though, right? Like with
I'm a big DC fan, so
of course,
with DC
of course. So there's certain exactly. So that the Suicide Squad, they have a lot of different like installations where they're put up to these like insane odds, all because Amanda Waller just needs them to get that job done. Like, period. I don't care. I'll just blow you up. And this game is supposed to be that. The trailers have all looked really good when it comes to the cinematic side and the story. It seems really interesting according to the universe and what they're being tasked to do. But the gameplay is trash looking right now. It just does not look good. And there's some, when you think about King Shark, right? If you got to play King Shark, what would you expect King Shark to be able to do? And Elliot, I'll start with you. Like this is a shark. What would you expect the shark to do when you fight a shark?
Well, I just know him from King Shark and seeing him in various iterations. Flash was one of the best actually moments of the Flash TV show, but also just James Gunn's Suicide Squad. He eats people's heads. He rips them apart. He's a vicious,
so can I tell
carnage
you,
monster.
I'm so glad you said that. He does not do that.
Interesting. Was
He
tickle
does not
his
bite.
enemies to laughter?
Does not bite anyone.
He's a melee like punch, like a tank.
Oh, wow.
He's just a tank. All he does is he might throw someone on the ground and like slam him a little bit, but he does not bite a single person in this game. And it makes me so upset because I'm like, how do you get a shark and not let me just tear someone's head off?
That seems like a missed opportunity.
Guys, he's vegan. He's
It
vegan,
is.
guys.
He's a vegan,
shark.
Oh, he's
a changed person.
He's a vegan shark. Yeah,
Yes, you just made him vegan.
Gotcha.
He's apparently vegan in this game. But
I'll
also,
stick to my King Shark inside the Harley Quinn animated series. That's
that part.
brilliant, right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But apparently there are some other issues with this game where you also have to have the game completely online to play it. And then it does seem like they're going to be doing a lot of microtransactions because they have battle passes and things like that.
Right.
So it feels very like switch bait, like, oh yeah, we have this really cool looking game where you got to fight. I think it's Brainiac, and you got to deal with all the Justice League coming down on the Suicide Squad, blah blah blah. But it's like Fortnite, like it's ridiculous to me, and I don't like it. They have
So if I spend
jetpacks.
$60, I gotta keep spending money to enjoy playing the game.
It's
Essentially, and it might be $70.
well, you gotta spend money to stay online. You can't just play it offline. So you're already paying to pay that extra. Like, I don't know if Xbox has a right. I don't know if Xbox makes you pay
gold or silver. They have they do have a thing for you to pay for the internet, and then PlayStation has PlayStation Plus. Elliot, you were gonna say something? Elliot?
Yeah. So going back when I was a gamer, doesn't this come from the same household of the umbrella of the Batman Arkham games?
Arkham was out. Yes.
So that was one of my favorite games when I was a gamer.
I wish
different regime, different creators. Are they not involved?
I wish. No, I actually need to remember who made this game. Oh my god!
It is the same developers of Arkham.
devs.
Yeah, same developers.
Wow.
The exact host of people, I'm not sure, but the same developers of
Crazy.
Arkham.
Does it take place in
Arkham
that
Knight.
same universe of that Batman story, or is it just a different universe, multiverse story?
That I do need to. That I don't know. I don't know if this is supposedly in the same. Because mind you, in the games, you didn't really see these other characters. So to like have this whole host of characters, I wonder if it is like in a different
universe.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I would guess not.
I'm guessing not because it doesn't seem like it wasn't what they led with.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Spoilers: that Batman in those games dies. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So I'm not excited for it anymore because as they start, the trailers were exciting, but they did their state of play, and as they kept explaining it, I was like, oh, that's bad. That's not good. But if y'all have opinions, please, I'd love to hear them.
Goofy, you look like you're thinking.
Goofy is
I'm
thinking.
just trying to figure out why anybody would want to play this game at this point, to be honest.
The
Like,
only
it
thing is
seems
the story. The only thing is the
I-
story.
it's like the story is probably going to be good, sure, but like they went on delay and didn't tell anybody what they're delaying. It just sounds like to me like that. Hey, we just gonna wait and weather the storm until y'all get less mad about the reality of this game being online exclusively, and then we'll drop it in a Christmas window, and y'all will go buy it anyway because it'll probably be one of the only games that are coming out that is DC at around that time. So.
Well, to that point, just a quick question too. So I know, for the movie side of everything with James Gunn and Peter Safran taking on DC, I know that James Gunn said that movies, animation, and video games are like a huge thing of what they're trying to do with their new DCU. So does James Gunn have any influence on the delays of like, we want to cohesively make sure that this lines up with what we're trying to do with this new DC? Does that have anything to do with
I don't think so because nothing like that came out. And even like at the beginning when he was talking about even because this game was announced like before he was even brought in,
right?
So when he was brought in, you would hear like, okay, this person's not going to be, Henry Cavill's out now.
Right.
They're taking people out now, not killing them, but like removing them from the universes. But in this case, you didn't hear anything in regards to the game and the direction of it at all. I imagine this probably falls into the Elseworlds.
Type of
DC Elseworlds thing. Yeah.
I got you.
But I do feel like this might be more so to like Goofy's point, the fact that it's going to be like, because originally it was going to come out in May. Now it's pushed back Do we have an exact date for the delay right now? I think
no,
it's just
no date has been reported, and the only thing they've said is it's mainly for polish.
Yeah.
That's
so I think it's kind of like it's exactly what Goofy UI said, and I feel like we'll find out more. If I hope that they pull an Xbox, because Xbox One, when they had their launch, which is around the same time PlayStation 4 was coming out, Xbox One was like, "Hey, you have to be online at all times to play it." They had like a list of things, and there was an upset, and no one liked it. It was really bad, especially when the military, like veterans, well, people who were actually active, were like, this doesn't work for us because we're not always going to be in places that have internet, right? So this whole bit backlash happened. They fired the guy because he said, suck it up, y'all don't have to deal with it anyways. He got fired. Then they changed it. So maybe, hopefully, during this time, they think about changing a lot of things with the game and take the feedback to heart, like a Sonic situation. Hopefully.
It's different. Games are different from movies, though. Like a movie, you can change the model at least, and it's like an interactive piece of media where you have to make sure it looks good 360 degrees versus like a movie from one angle. And maybe we can update the model, look better. I don't know. It's a really short time because it's March. Release date was May. I don't know how many changes they're going to be able to make in 2 months. So I'm not hopeful.
Well, it says, okay, push to 2023. Wait, no, we're in 2023 now. It was already delayed. I'm like, wait a minute.
They've been making this game for 8 years.
Yeah, okay. So we'll see.
8 years?
8 years.
We'll see.
Rocksteady has been working on this game for 8 years.
Well, then why the gun sound like a vacuum cleaner? I'm confused, bro.
Exactly.
Oh, no, it sounds like a beatboxer.
Yeah.
That's what the gun sounds like.
Yeah.
Like when you saw Deadshot in the air, it's like, that's his landing. Yeah.
For some reason, everybody has jetpacks. I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah, Dougie Fresh on the beat. Okay, so moving on. That did anybody have anything else they wanted to say about it before we move on to the next point?
It sounds like you just convinced everybody to not buy it.
Yo, DC, work with us though. Work with us, DC. Though, I swear, we good. We
can help you be better. You know, a lot of things. Okay,
I just calling them out and then.
No. Constructive criticism.
It is.
Constructive, because I like the story bit of it. That's the only reason I want to play is to
could have been a movie.
Like get the story. It could have been a movie.
Hopefully it will be one day.
Movie.
Yeah,
and I haven't watched any of it, but it's like it's DC, right? So they willing to try anything. They be like, you know what, that's a really good idea. Let me just go ahead and put some like WB. They would just be on it, like I know we don't really need another whatever. Let's just go ahead and just make the movie anyway. It'll be all right. Like, so they got so much money, they don't care.
Well, except for Batgirl, they did not feel that way.
Well, of course, Batgirl.
They said we need the taxes. We need the taxes, bro. That tax write-off was crazy.
The last year, what was the one with the CW with the girl?
Naomi?
Yes.
Naomi got canceled.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
I know. But they kept the Flash. I just this movie better be the greatest gosh darn thing I've seen in years.
They arrest that man already? I've been waiting.
Did it? I don't understand what's happening.
Arrest them.
Them. Yes.
Please.
Yes, them.
I feel like when somebody choked me, right? Like I don't care who you are at this point. Like you out here assaulting people. You gonna be every name under the sun after some point. But yes. Please get them because they do not need another.
But I thought they did. I thought they were arrested. Did that not happen?
A settlement.
Oh, they were arrested. Yeah,
kind of. Yeah,
they were.
Correct.
Was it long enough?
Yeah.
No.
They've got that privilege.
They do.
They do.
They really do.
All right. Before we get into that conversation, because the next topic was going to be a happier note, and this is on the downward trend. I want to go back to the upward trend. Okay. Yes. So yesterday, the Little Mermaid trailer dropped.
Hold on, everyone. Wait.
Oh, we gotta do it in sync.
My bestie Rihanna.
Did it off rip. I don't even know.
But that's the thing. When you see that image, how is
invokes that feeling?
You got to.
It just comes out of you.
We just have to be on sync next time. Okay.
Gotcha.
We wasn't ready. You want to lead us in?
Wait. Do it again.
Oh, lead us in.
Okay,
and say we did and don't.
Okay.
No.
our voices sync very well together.
Y'all did great.
Yeah, let's do it.
It was
She
great.
let her little meat coat block our creativity.
I know,
but
block our hypeness. It's her and Rihanna. Okay,
Rihanna is crazy.
But yes, so the Little Mermaid live action trailer. We're actually going to watch the trailer now. I know some of you guys have probably already done reactions on your channel, so make sure you guys check it out. People watching, and some of you guys who's seeing it for the first time, who has not seen it yet. Okay, we all have seen it. Not a single person.
Actually, I haven't seen it.
Why'd you wait so long to raise your hand?
I had to think about it. I don't know why.
I didn't either.
It's been a slow morning, all right? I ain't had no coffee. I just, come
we're
on.
watching it. Yay.
Yay, we're going to watch it now.
Ooh, look, it starts out as dark as the poster.
I know.
Oh,
yeah.
Isn't that
It's
exciting?
I like their
All right, to attack! Abandon ship!
Those are some jagged behind rocks.
I like the fact that they really went with like the Pirates of the Caribbean vibe of this.
No, for real. He ain't dead?
Wow.
She's saving him. No.
All in his ear. I'm like, shut up. Y'all in my ear. I'm trying to live.
He's unconscious.
It's her voice that brings him back.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Maria.
You went to the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to save him.
This obsession with humans has to stop.
I just want to know more
Yeah,
about
Javier Bardem.
Her dad is she's biracial.
We're gonna talk about this.
I can help
Biracial.
you. You can't live in that world unless you become a human.
That's my baby right there. Ursula.
Yes.
Possible? That's what I live for.
Oh, it's her. Okay.
A little freezing there. Ah, the iconic.
Something about you seems different. I can't quite figure it out.
She got
Aquafina?
you idiot.
I think so.
I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. Watching, you'll see. Someday I'll be part of your life.
You're a mermaid.
That doesn't make us enemies.
Yeah, that's cute. Ain't gonna lie.
It's so good.
She's biracial.
I saw Lin-Manuel's name on there. What is he doing with the movie?
Maybe the
Probably
music.
writing
Oh,
music.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I let everybody get your opinions out right now.
I kind of hear what your friend Rihanna has to say, to be honest.
Oh my
Kinda.
God. Well,
before,
Rihanna.
before Chelsea and Rihanna
okay.
get into
Okay.
it, we'll go from Elliot up. We'll go
Yes.
from, where we are. So Elliot, go ahead. You first.
All right, no pressure.
None at
all.
So, listen, Disney live action remakes. The batting average isn't too hot, but what seems to be the thing that gets the Disney kind of remakes is when they kind of veer off into something new territory versus kind of copy, recycle, repeat type of Lion King remake type of situation. So there are a lot of similar beats that we saw in the original Little Mermaid that we all love. That's, great to see, but I am more intrigued to see where the story kind of deviates and kind of allows the creative juices of Rob Marshall, who's a pretty good director. Mary Poppins was a pretty solid film. Chicago that he made in the early 2000s. He's a really good visionary director. So I hope that they allow him to have his sensibilities as a director to just be displayed on full screen. And also Halle Bailey, she's incredible. Love the voice, love the energy she's given. Visual effects, like Kobe said, it is a little bit dark, and it kind of makes me nervous when they kind of give those darker shades of tint, because it means they're kind of hiding some visual effects that might not be fully polished.
That's okay.
Little Sebastian there, Crab's kind of creeping me out, but outside of that, man, I'm hopeful that is going to be something special. I know they announced there will be an original song that she will be singing, which is, that's, everything that I've seen from the promotion. Her voice is just carrying me into just positivity. So I'm hoping that it's something nice. That it's not one of those, again, Lion King things where they're just repeating the same beats and there's nothing really original about it. But I'm hopeful. And again, I even look at Javier Bardem, like you mentioned, Christine. He's a great actor. He's like a very, he's an actor that doesn't just put his name on projects just for the sake of a check. So he seems like someone that wouldn't be a part of a project if it was trash. So I'm hopeful.
All right, Colby.
Yeah, so this trailer is a little bit different than what played at the Oscars last night. For those that were in the building, they didn't see the trailer at all. It was only made available for us watching. So this is the first time of me seeing Sebastian, and that's the thing that makes up nightmares. It's gonna be so hard. Like I'd rather go for like a more, Sonic translation. Like that Sebastian looks like what they tried to do with the first Sonic before they recut the entire movie to make it better. And it's like, oh, you've got 2 months to do that shit. Let's make it like it's a talking crab. It's okay if it's not lifelike, right? Because there's also mermaids and stuff like that. So they've got a couple of months to possibly consider that, or just to really give some folks appropriate vacation time, but just get the CG a little bit better, because there's something about it that looks very.
It looks
muddy.
Dusty. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
It is.
I was gonna wait.
No. I mean, because that's really what there's something about it.
Just the color is not.
And the thing is, I don't believe that some studios know particularly how to work with black skin. And when she's underwater, there's something that looks really off about her. It's got this uncanny Dolly type thing where those I forget what it's called, but remember Hulu was doing those commercials where it's not the celebrity, but they kind of look like the celebrity because they had this weird shit on them. That's what it's making Halle Bailey look like. But thankfully her voice could possibly overcome all of that, but I don't believe it's going to overcome Melissa McCarthy. That's a choice, and I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to watch it.
Oh, okay. Hot take.
Who's Melissa
McCarthy?
McCarthy?
What about you?
Ursula.
Goofy will get to you. Okay. We'll get to you about that. All right, mister. Okay. Mark, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I know someone said earlier it kind of looks like Pirates of the Caribbean as far as the tone of it. So yeah, I'm wondering who's the main audience? Is it us, older folk who grew up with it, remembering back in the day, or is it I don't feel like they're going after the kids with this one. I feel like they're going after maybe the older audience, and with the tone and everything of it. And yeah, I'll repeat everything with the way the visuals look. It's something that doesn't, I don't know. It seems like a horror story or something. It's something about, I don't know. Maybe I remember the cartoons, man, and the cartoons being vibrant, having those colors. And I know
it was very bright. It's a very bright animation.
And going to this is a huge drop off. But I think vocally, I think it's gonna be good. Yeah, Lin-Manuel, I think it's gonna be pretty. I think the audio, I think the songs are gonna be on point. But I don't know. I wasn't originally asking for this myself, but I'll watch it and check it out. But I'm not super excited about it.
Okay, T.
Well, I like Melissa McCarthy. I like Haley. I do. I like them. Melissa McCarthy is my favorite. She's funny. So I know it's gonna be kind of funny. And actually looking at her character, Ursula, you saw how the colors were kind of popping underneath her little
when she did the magic
tentacles type thing. So that looks really good. But I will say they did make the girl look a little dusty. Her hair. I like her hair, but it could have been a little more. Pizzazz. It wasn't
they should have got Ruth Carter up in there.
It's just and then as far as it's not targeted towards kids. I mean, no. I mean, I will I take the kids? Maybe older kids, maybe teens, possible. But that depends on if they actually saw the Little Mermaid when they was little. It's more targeted to who? Us, because when we was growing up, that's who they targeted then. So now it's okay, let's just take this Little Mermaid, kind of follow it with us. 10 years later, 10 years later, 10 years later, everything's following with us until we get old and gray and everything like that. We will still probably watch it, but it's just, I don't know. I feel the storyline's possibly gonna be the same thing. They're gonna try to pretty much mimic how the cartoon was. Just by looking at the trailer, it looks just it's gonna be similar to how they did with Lion King. I'll watch it
Yeah.
still, but so we can kind of like critique and talk about it. But
Yeah.
it's just I don't know, like I'm super excited because of the actresses that they have in there. But other than that, I don't know. Let's just see. How about that? Let's just see.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. If I had to rate the trailer out of 10, a 6.795.
Okay. All right.
Is that the only trailer though? Like, wasn't there another one?
There's
There
two
was, like,
teasers, and it's the first
The shorter
official
one.
trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I know you had said, I don't know who said it earlier, but they was like, oh, they still have time. Like it says May, right? So will they actually go back and try to fix something? Because it's literally 2 months.
they'll work.
Hey,
they'll
yeah,
work
but
up
say
to
Marvel does
till-
it all the time. They shot
literally
a
Ant-Man
day
post-credit
before-
scene like a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they got-
okay.
they got
I'm just
time.
asking because I'm
They
curious.
got money.
Well,
Right.
I will say Marvel does that. Disney
Okay.
itself, as the overarching, they do kind of hold the funds as close to the chest as they can.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes, we saw Shield, okay, and the things like, and even when ABC was doing stuff, like I just feel like Disney does try to keep the points close to the chest. So we'll see if they put money in to make things change. I doubt it, though. I doubt they're going to do anything. I doubt that they are going to change anything. Goofy, what about you?
I'm kind of, towing the line of what pretty much everyone else is saying. It didn't really look very fun or, interesting. I was like, is it a 2 minutes trailer? And I was kind of like, I'm kind of bored already. Ariel, not only Ariel, but everybody kind of looks like, especially Ariel, I would say, kind of looks out of place, and it kind of looks like she's kind of like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like
It is.
like it's like she's underwater, but it doesn't look like she's underwater. It just looks weird. You know what I mean? So that immediately stuck out to me. Also, the acting didn't seem too great to me either. When she started singing, though, I was like, oh, I could vibe with this. But I do think the world should have been more colorful. I think in the age where we have like shows like The Last of Us, where they're adapting things to a T, I think we should kind of do it more in that spirit if we're going to go for the nostalgia play. Because at the end of the day, it's the same story. Just give us the same story, bro. Don't deviate. Give us Pirates of the Caribbean version. Just give us the same story. Embody the spirit of it. You know what I'm saying? Both visually and, cinematically. And I think it would be a lot more interesting. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Chelsea?
What did Rihanna say?
Rihanna loves, the music, the sound. It is just, mwah. You can never go wrong with Halle. But it's just so upsetting. Disney had so many chances to revolutionize, because you notice with a lot of films that have Black people really coming in to the movie, like Lion King, where they just kind of regurgitated it. They could have made it something different but still faithful and fun. But they did that weird thing where they just made it real life CGI. I wish they'd have did, like you said, with Sonic and Sebastian, and they could have made them a playful CGI look. It made it more, it should be more childlike. It shouldn't be so real to life. But my real frustration is why couldn't we have more Black people in the movie? Why does the love interest have to be white? Just go ahead, go in. Why does the daddy have to look white? I don't get it. We could have really just gone full force. Because it not only does Ariel seem to look out of place underwater, she looks out of place in her own family. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
She's biracial.
They could have pulled the Cinderella, the one with Brandy. Everybody was it was culturized. Brandy was Black. They could have pulled Cinderella.
They didn't even do that. I would have accepted that, but no, it was Ariel's Black, and then everyone else is just, I guess,
who are the other
homogenized.
Sisters? Who are the other sisters?
We don't even get to see them. They're of the other. Is it the 7 oceans, the 7 seas, the 7 seas? Because there's Ariel, and then there's the other, I don't know why. See, Ariel's the only one not named after an ocean or a sea. I can't quite remember. But the other ones have actual names of the seas. So yeah, I wanted Ursula to be Lizzo. Lizzo literally auditioned for this part. I was like, that's musical talent right there. Yes, we don't know much about Lizzo's acting experience, but I feel like it would have just made it fun But I'm not gonna hate on
as
Melissa.
Ursula. She
Yeah, she auditioned
for Ursula.
Yeah, for Ursula.
Yeah, that would have been.
That'd have been cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna knock Melissa because she fits that part
I thought
too.
her
I'm
voice
not
was
mad
fire.
at her. Yeah, her voice is good too. But I'm sorry, I got to pull for my girl Lizzo. I feel like this movie could have been, better, blacker, like all of it.
Yeah, they weren't trying to have that.
Yeah, they weren't. But I love mermaids. I am a big mermaid fan. So the whole point of live action is that you take something about the movie that you couldn't do like animated. So the effects are going to be, I hope, great. Like that's the point.
We got that movie before. It came out 30-something years ago with Tom Hanks. It's called Splash, and it's an all-time great.
I get that, but that's like the Tom Hanks demographic. Like, whereas this could have been our like demographic. You know what I mean? Like this could have been for us. And I'm always pulling for something for us. Like I love Tom Hanks. He's cool, whatever. He's America's sweetheart. But I wanted Holly Bailey, and I wanted more.
Who would you have cast as her father? Who would you have cast as King Triton?
I mean, I would have. See, I'm left field. I'd be like Idris. Bring him out.
Oh, wait a minute.
Idris, come on out.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing.
Idris Elba. Because you could have put some locks on that man.
No.
He could have gone King Triton.
They did that.
Shirt off.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
But
yes,
as an older guy though too.
he could do it. He pulls off Peppered. He pulls off Peppered.
What's his
so
name
well.
though? Damn. Everybody that's in everybody's show. Damn, what's his name?
I'm trying to figure
The daddy.
the daddy.
He played
Great description.
In what show?
What show?
What's the show?
Bro, it's so many.
Take your time.
Yeah, you got time.
Show.
So for me, I feel differently than a lot of you guys. I thought this show was amazing. I thought it was beautiful. I do agree. Like in the course of the conversation, yes, graphics could be way better, right? And when she sang, that took me from like a 10 to like a 50, right? Because the vocals are just going to be amazing. When Melissa McCarthy did, because I was interested, that was the question I had going into this, into the trailer. Will Melissa pull off a great Ursula, right? Because Ursula, we love her from, if you watch the animation, a lot of people love her. She's beloved. When she spoke, and that clip that they have of her speaking, I was like, okay, Melissa did great. I thought that was a great iteration. Now, when she sings, I mean, you don't have to have strong vocals to be Ursula. As long as you could be dramatic enough, it can pass. And if she can bring that drama to the voice, then I'm good. I like the visuals of her, like the tentacles, like T was saying, the visuals of her magic underneath. I do agree that it is dark at times, but we do have that one scene when it's this pretty blue water. We see the jellyfish around her, so I wonder how much of the movie is going to be that. I do agree that when I love Javier Bardem, like I love him. When he appeared, I was like, oh, okay, that was definitely unexpected, because I naturally did think that since Ariel was going to be black, that the father is going to be black. I don't hate that it's this way. I mean, we understand what it is. They gave us a little inch, and they took the mile.
Everything else.
So we know what it is, but besides that, I still am really excited to see this movie and to see, like, even if it is the same, I guess I could be different in that aspect as well. If it is exactly the same, but it's a solid movie, at the very least, I just want a solid movie. I want a solid movie, a solid experience where I go in and I have fun. I used to love The Little Mermaid, and my daughter, she has never seen The Little Mermaid. So this is going to be the first one she sees. So she's going to see this Black mermaid in all of her glory, and that's what my daughter's going to grow up with. And so I'm excited for that experience for her. I'm excited to see that, me loving like part of that, like that. I learned how to play that on piano when I was learning piano lessons when I was a little kid. I would sing that song all the time. Like, she was my girl. So I'm excited.
Definitely supporting it.
Yeah, I support it for that reason for sure. 1000% already. Representation, supersedes all my, critiques about whatever, because at the end of the day, them kids gonna watch it. They don't know good CGI from bad CGI. They just like, look, it's me. You know what I mean? Or they don't know bad acting from good acting. It's me. So
yeah, I would rather that. It would be funny though if a kid watches it. It was like, I love her, but what is it with that?
Yo, mom, that looks weird. Uncanny Valley AF.
Where was Flounder?
I found him.
You didn't see him in the trailer. You didn't see him in the trailer.
Oh, they made him a pufferfish?
No. I think she was just talking to
I
a
hope
fish.
not. No. Yeah, I think she was just tickling a pufferfish. But like, you didn't see him in this trailer. But we know that it's that one kid that seems to be everywhere, Jacob Tremblay. Or Tremblay? Yeah, he's Flounder.
Oh, the little boy. He's cool.
And I think he has a solid kid voice, so I'm excited to see. But is he going to be a playful Flounder? Because Flounder, even though Flounder was like scared of everything, right? But he had such a kid, lively, bright voice. And I wonder if we're going to get that bright voice from it. I do hope that Daveed Diggs, because as a West Indian, I'm going to be watching this and kind of, I'm not going to judge him because I love you, Daveed.
Who's Daveed Diggs in this movie?
He's Sebastian.
Sebastian, yeah.
He's the crab that you guys like looks creepy, which that was hilarious. I'm gonna.
I was wrong.
He does look creepy, but can I ask? Do y'all think they're gonna do you think they're gonna do Under the Sea with Sebastian?
Yeah, they have to.
I can't see that. I can't see that crab pulling it off.
Why is he a crab instead of a lobster? That is a question. Was he a crab in the movie? Was that a crab?
He's a crab.
He's a crab.
Oh,
He just didn't look like a crab. He looked
right.
lobster
Okay,
he looked really red.
So big.
Yeah. But he was a crab.
Change.
They should have just kept with that goofy, animated look, and it would have been
Did you say
instantly
crab?
But did you
recognizable.
see? Did you see the little beady eyes? They look like they was about to pop. Did you see the little
He was
beady
like a
eyes?
real crab. That's the
It's
problem.
They make the eyes
crabs look like freaking
bigger.
spiders. I freaking hate those things.
I was wrong about the sisters' names. There are 7 girls from the 7 seas, but they're all named after A names because of their mother, Queen Athena. I had gotten that. Yeah. So no, it makes sense. The Ariel's name is Ariel.
Yeah,
but yes.
Like I love that part.
I'm still gonna get my mermaid tail. I'm still gonna see this movie because I love Holly.
come on,
and I'm
mermaid
gonna
tail.
make it happen.
We got a Black Tinkerbell, Black Little Mermaid.
And you see how they keep putting them in the dark? Like, I want a box.
Do. Okay, and listen, I'm going to say this because, again, I'm going to see this movie. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of fun watching this movie. So let's just preface with that. But it was the fact that they're like, yeah, you could be Ariel, but you're not going to talk for most of the movie.
I know. Ridiculous.
But, a question, something I'm interested to see. I don't want anybody to tell me and I'm going to get out of the IMDb because I don't want to know. But like Ursula, she turns into the human when she tries to like snake the man to kind of keep to ruin Ariel, right? Because she hates King Triton. I wonder who's going to play that version. Like, what are we going to see when Melissa McCarthy becomes, or somebody else becomes that human girl that comes out? Because in the movie, she's a octopus woman that looks like a regular woman. So, and Colby's going to look right away. I mean, you
wait. So do you really think that they're going to change the actress? Like, with that?
They have to change her. She can't look herself.
Like,
there's no
I don't think if they do keep her, and this is because she's a beautiful woman, gorgeous eyes, best eyes in the world. I love Melissa McCarthy. I would love to work with you and hug you, please. Okay. Or just hug you if you don't want to work with me. That's cool. But I don't think that they would keep her the same for that, and especially also not even, size aside, age, because she's supposed to be like a teenage 16-year-old girl coming out of the water, and having the voice. So,
right.
And then is that girl going to be dubbing is Holly's voice what we hear while that girl is talking and mouthing? I'm interested. Now I got a lot of questions. But we're going to see how this, I'm going to still watch it. It's going to be, I'm excited.
I figured out that man's name now.
Okay. Who is it?
Morgan Freeman. He could have been a Pac-Man. He could have been a Pac-Man.
What TV show is Morgan Freeman been in? He's the man on the TV show.
You made me rewind. I had to drop everything when you want to see Morgan Freeman with no shirt.
No, but no
we're gonna
shirt.
say,
I'm saying like as the daddy. Like they ain't gotta be
that's what I'm
sexy.
saying. Like King Triton was
he would be
notoriously shirtless.
And
they should have put some fake armor on him. That's what he had on.
Nah, the CGI
King Triton had like the best nipples in animated history. Like they were strong.
Yeah.
He was small. But no, I can't. Morgan, I love you, but no.
Idris Elba, wherever you're ready.
They said it's Vanessa. It's Vanessa that's gonna turn into that walkable.
Oh, no, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I want to be surprised. Okay, you know what? I can't deafen myself. This ain't Discord, okay? Y'all can listen. Y'all can talk about it later, all right?
I don't know if it's true or not. So I don't know.
Okay. So moving on. Let us know in the chat how you guys feel. But moving on, Oscars. Okay, the actual Oscars happened yesterday. All right. I like how T's chin went up. All about the Oscars. Okay. I don't think there's a apostrophe in that, guys, but that's okay. So the official winners for a lot. We're not going to touch on every single thing, you know. But the official winner, Best Picture, went to Everything Everywhere All at Once. And we're going to talk about your thoughts in a second, okay? I know you guys are, there's thoughts, there's feelings. We know they're there. Actress in a supporting role. Went to Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay. Actor in a supporting role went to Kwan. I don't want to mess up the middle part.
Kwan.
Kwan. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Did you see his reaction though?
Yes, I did. It was the sweetest thing in the world. Sweetest thing in the world.
I cried.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wait, can we see it? Oh no. Okay. I didn't know if it's too long or not.
No, y'all need to find it.
Not-
Y'all need to
it's
go
not
and find
long.
it yourselves.
Okay.
Watch it, please.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It's great.
So
It's
good.
great. So we'll skip international documentary. We'll skip that. Animated feature film went to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Oh, that okay. I didn't see it.
What were the other
and I
choices?
don't know anybody who did. Like,
I didn't
I didn't
finish
see
it.
it. What about?
Oh yeah, I watched it.
Was Puss
I had to
in
watch
Boots
it
on
first.
there?
It
said, I
was
did.
on
Puss in Boots?
there.
That would have been my vote.
Puss in
That
Boots
would've
was on
been
there,
mine.
right? Okay,
He said,
so
I
yeah,
didn't watch
that's
it.
what I thought.
Turning
Elliot
Red
said I
was
had
on
to
the
watch it
list.
for work.
Yeah, it was
funny.
Puss in Boots, Turning Red, The Sea Beast, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and
Marcel with
Marcel the Shell with
shell.
shoes on.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Puss in Boots was
Puss in Boots was
good.
hilarious.
It
That
was.
movie
That's
was
why-
yes. It was so good. Okay, all right,
Can I
moving on.
ask a question?
Yeah. Go
How
ahead.
are these voted? Like, who votes on this?
White people
The
get in the
Academy.
room and vote.
The people that's in the
That's
Oscar
also true,
Academy.
Yeah.
So
The
nobody
Academy.
else.
Correct.
No,
Not
it's
really,
not
no.
public. It's not public. It's
What is
academy.
the
So to
Academy?
be, if you
Like-
win, then you're in the academy. Whoever was a part of the original academy, I don't know, but I know when you win, you're inducted into the academy, except for Will Smith. But we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But you're inducted into the academy, and then you get to vote, and that's where the for-year consideration, the projects that are nominated are sent out. I guess, do they pick? That's a question I have. Do they pick nominations?
So
and
they're
pick
shortlisted.
winners?
They're short lists that are comprised from the different segments of the academy. You have your crafts and technical departments, the people that do costume design, production design, visual effects. They will all nominate across the various films that come out throughout the year, and that's how they kind of like segment everything down. And once they're quote unquote shortlisted, which is about 20 or so films, then that's how they'll go on to the ballots. Voting happened a week ago. Right after the SAG Awards and just closed. So, voting just ended last week. So it was still very like it happens
very
pretty quickly.
Oh,
It is very gatekeepy. It's been
100%.
like that for 95 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what was the reasoning behind Jamie Lee Curtis winning? I'm just like, maybe I
Well,
missed
we
it.
not
not
reason,
there
but let's keep
yet.
moving. Let's keep moving. Hold on. We'll get it. One second. Okay.
Well, my hair bottom lip, he mad.
I just want to put it in. I just want to put this in for animated. I get so upset with the animated section because it feels like a lot of people just go off of like what their kids watch. They won't watch a lot of the stuff themselves, and I just feel like even between Turning
think
Red
this is the opposite with this
and
case,
Puss
though.
in Boots. No, you know what?
It's
I just can't
who saw
I can't
Guillermo del
imagine
Toro's
Pinocchio
as a kid?
winning.
Yeah.
I will say this: Netflix had a really fantastic campaign for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
They
So they
did.
put so much
He
money
did
in
a
making
bunch of
sure-
projects with him.
Yeah, so they really, they brought the entirety. Like, they sent. I don't know if you got it too, Elliot, but like they sent this massive box
package
with like the
stuff,
big lookbook and everything like that. So they put the money to make sure that
That sounds
one
fair.
that
whip it out,
particular film could be seen. They had it
Ooh.
hosted at the where they do the
Oh, wait, he
DGAs
got
and all that. Look, it's right behind him and stuff like that.
Mhm. Look at that. That's pretty fire.
It's pretty legit.
So
So
if they got
that's
that, that might have been why they voted.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty fire.
got the little Funko Pop and everything. So it's all a matter of how you campaign. I do believe that Universal did a really good job with Puss in Boots, but with Guillermo del Toro's name and everything they put behind it, it was a shoo-in. It won a lot of the precursor awards to get up to that point. So even though it's not what I wanted to win because I didn't particularly enjoy the film, it's a well-made film. I do not rock rock with the story. I think it's a little creepy and stuff like that. Puss in Boots is absolute fire. It's exceptionally funny. It's super well written. Sea Beast is good. Yo, if anything, Turning Red was good.
Turning Red was great.
Like Turning Red was good. I think what hurt it was the fact that like it did not play in theaters, so it doesn't have that poignancy because it was essentially a streaming movie because it pretty much went straight to Disney Plus. So, and that won't happen in theaters.
I like
that.
that.
No.
Okay.
They did a small run at the El Capitan so it could qualify for Oscars, but that's going to be changing after this year because there's no more COVID restrictions into a lot of theaters anymore.
I love it. You summarized it for me. Thank you.
So then adapted screenplay went to Women Talking. Original screenplay went to Everything Everywhere All at Once. Actor in a leading role went to Brendan Fraser for The Whale. Actress in a leading role went to Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Director went to Daniel Scheinert and Daniel Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's like a tongue twister. I'm trying to make sure I hit it each time.
Just call them the Daniels.
The Daniels. Daniels. Costume design went to our girl Ruth for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And I think score is another one that went to All Quiet on the Western Front, and visual effects went to Avatar: The Way of the Water. There's no, it was gonna happen. There's no misunderstanding on that point, right?
I get it.
Yeah, we get it. And then makeup and hairstyling, even though we don't have that on our ballot, it went to The Whale, which I didn't get to see The Whale. I do want to watch it. I do want to watch it because I love Brendan Fraser. I love him.
Like they said it was based off of like Moby Dick or something.
No.
It's
I don't think they go in the water at all.
Yeah, it's actually like more of a, I want to say faith-based. It's a faith challenge film. I do not believe it's a particularly good film, but it's a really good performance from Brendan Fraser. So yes.
Oh no, not a good film. Yikes!
How long is it?
I do want to see it, but like
2 hours.
A little under 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it's like
my man's Goofy. What you
look at him? Let him go first.
Goofy, go ahead.
I know he looked like he's ready.
Please.
So that was the list of winners. Now, what are your thoughts, Goofy? We'll start with you. Okay, go ahead. You start.
How do you feel?
Go ahead.
I just remember seeing, don't get me wrong, I love Everything Everywhere All at Once. Probably easily in my top 5 movies of all time, for sure. Phenomenal movie.
Mark's eyebrows went high, like, oh, okay.
I'm looking back at this movie and I'm thinking like, one, like if I'm thinking of all the people who contributed to this movie, I'm not thinking my first pick is probably not Jamie Lee Curtis.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
So, and then I think about, the role that, and obviously we can go tit for tat. I don't think Black Panther was a better movie, but I do think Angela's performance as a supporting actress was certainly more substantial than that of Jamie Lee Curtis. And, I asked earlier, what's going on with that? I also think about Angela's face when it happened. I was
Can
like,
I talk to you about that, Goofy?
Yeah.
So this is for you, Goofy. So again, I am right with you because she should have been not even seeing these other 2 movies, right? The Whale, The Banshees of Inisherin. Let's just stick with Everything Everywhere All at Once and Black Panther.
Black Panther, yeah.
When you go, the hierarchy should have been, for me personally, first Angela Bassett, then Stephanie.
Stephanie from that movie should have had she should have gotten that.
Oh, Stephanie from Everything All was nominated.
That's the daughter.
Katie won over.
Yes. Both of them. So that just makes me even more upset because it feels it feels targeted. It feels targeted. And this is extra flavor for y'all. I'm gonna read just a short response that I found online. I think this was like last week. So there was a tweet about there was someone in the Academy or someone specifically who made
I think
a
I know
comment.
what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. And he criticized why they're like you know how we get our best actresses like Viola Davis for The Woman King and Danielle Deadweiler for Till and the comments that they get for this backlash. We're like, why didn't this amazing moment not win? Why are these moments where these people are like putting especially these women of color, these actors of color, they're putting everything in. Why aren't they getting awards for this? And the quote is, when people get in trouble for not giving Viola Davis an award, it's like, no, sweetheart, you didn't deserve it. We voted, and we voted for the 5 we thought were best. It's not fair that you suddenly start beating a frying pan and we say we're ignoring Black people, and they're really not. They're making an effort. Maybe there was a time 10 years ago when we were ignoring Black people. That's an insert. But they have, of all the high profile things, been in the forefront of wanting to be included. Let me finish, because it really made me mad.
I want you to repeat that part, because I want to make sure the 10 years part. Repeat that part again.
Maybe there was a time 10 years ago when they were, quote unquote, being ignored, but they have, of all the high profile things, been in the forefront of wanting to be inclusive. So like they're saying, we've improved, we've gotten better. And this part, Viola Davis and the lady director need to sit down, shut up, and relax. You didn't get a nomination. A lot of movies didn't get nominations. Viola, you have 1 or 2 Oscars. You're doing fine. And the disrespect part was when they came in.
The lady director. What the fuck?
They didn't even know the director for Woman King, right? So they said, I think Viola Davis is talented. I didn't see Woman King, but I'm a little tired of Viola Davis and her snotty crying. I'm over all of that. I'm willing to believe that Andrea Riseborough gave a better performance. Danielle Deadweiler was so pandering until for an Academy Award nomination. She was good. I mean, who wouldn't want to be good in that part? Strong, wrong mother. Like, didn't even see it, but you can feel just the vitriol for Black actors just in this one person who has power.
But here's the thing. Say it with your chest, heifer.
Right.
Put your name on there. The whole anonymous aspect of it. This especially because I did read more of that article, because it's an article where it's like there was an article that came out with a bunch of different quotes from different people. And one of the things that person was saying is the aspect of how the Oscars has to pander to be woke now, right?
Right.
Like, is it like? And first of all, stop using the word woke. Y'all don't know what it means. Okay, that's the first thing.
I'm saying whatever. It colonized everything and it erased the culture behind it. Like,
I don't even know what it means. Right? But anyways, because I was like, I should explain it to them, but nah, they ain't gonna look it up. It's not gonna stick. It's whatever. But the aspect of when we are in a place where people have to ask to be seen, there's a problem. There is a problem. If we have to ask to be seen, and if you have a problem with people asking to be seen, that's on you, boo. Okay, you need to cut like when Colby was quoting the lady director. You didn't even try to get her name, and you was talking all this trash. You didn't even see the movie. That's the epitome of what is that? What is it? When they're like Karen crying, the privilege, it reminds me of all the white woman TikTok thing that's been happening, where they're attacking the Black woman follow train that's been happening on TikTok. And it's like,
they pulled that whole hashtag down. You would get banned, or not banned. I think you were getting like shadow banned or something using it.
Right. If you use it now, because all these white women were like, well, what if we did a white woman? And there was a lady literally crying, talking about how it's unfair that they want to follow each other. What that got to do with you? What that got to do with you?
I'll give y'all more info real quick, because I see people asking who said this. So this was an anonymous ballot. And
of course anonymous.
We're not gonna people are gonna say stuff with their chest when they know they're not gonna be outed. So
keyboard warriors.
It's just somebody in the ballots for this. So it's annoying.
So I want to preface this by saying I love Jamie Lee Curtis as an actress.
Oh, for sure.
She is such an amazing and such a fun actress to watch, right? However, when it comes to the performances that we receive from Everything Everywhere All at Once, the daughter having to play so many different characters from different universes, okay? And being different versions of her. And so Jamie Lee had to do it a couple times, but the daughter had to do it way more. And she did such a great job. I've never siseen this woman before. And I was like, who is she? She is amazing.
I actually got to watch her in, if you get to see The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, that's where I first saw her.
Oh, okay. I want to watch that show.
Great show.
Yeah. The one thing I would say is that, the way the Oscars has been, treating people of color, Black people over the years, this will always be an issue. Like, this is always going to be something that people talk about. But also, too, I think it's one of those situations where it's like honorary thing where like Jamie Lee Curtis has been around for so long, and I think this happens, you know, from time to time. We're like, all right, look, you deserve it. It happened to Leonardo when he won for The Revenant, which he was great in, but he should have won for so many other things before. And I think sometimes it lines up where, you know, is Jamie gonna get in another movie as popular as Everything Everywhere again? And maybe part of it was they were just giving her a
lifetime
achievement
award.
There for it. Yeah, kind of like a lifetime achievement award. So I think that
but it's
happens.
funny.
They can create that though. You know,
They can. No, wait, there is a lifetime. There is an honorary
one.
Oscar that is given to which
Samuel Jackson.
That's something that I think.
Yeah.
They didn't give an honorary Oscar last night, right? I don't remember that at all. So like, there was an
I don't think that's not on this list.
to bestow that award to someone who has had a career that garners that type of award. I mean, obviously it's something that still has, like, you know, it still is honoring. You know, Samuel L. Jackson, in my opinion, has done Oscar caliber work and didn't have to rely on the honorary, an honorary Oscar. But it is celebrating the achievement of all of his work, right? I do believe that Jamie Lee Curtis has a really stellar career. She's not done Oscar caliber work for years. She even stated inside of her acceptance speech, is like, I've been doing genre films. Genre films typically aren't embraced by the Academy. Uniquely, Everything Everywhere All at Once blended a lot of unique things that just kind of happened. This is one of those films that is lightning in a bottle. It's not often that a film that is championed and celebrated by so many different people of, like, you know, different marginalized groups. It's a universal story. She has a decent role within it, but she is not the thing that sticks out with regards to what you walk away with that film. It is definitely Stephanie Hsu before her. It is obviously Michelle Yeoh before her. It's definitely Kiwi Kwan before her. Like, there's other things. Shit, I'll give, James Hong, like, inside the film, this 94-year-old man that's done over 600 acting credits the entire of his career, like, what he was doing with there. It's unfortunate that there was a little bit of momentum for her just based off of her Screen Actors Guild win that happened a couple of weeks ago, where she gave one. It was a very kind of surprising win. She was nominated in that category, which I don't feel like that she was deserving of. But it is one of these things where this is not a meritocracy, unfortunately, and it's a part of the system that needs to change. I don't know what the solution is. Even though I want the ballots to be made public, I don't believe that they're going to be transparent, because people still want to be able to play the game however you take that. And it's unfortunate, because just objectively, if you were to put, like what Goofy was saying, right, if you put her performance inside of, like, everything that she did on the screen versus Queen Angela Bassett, what she did inside of Wakanda Forever, it is hard for you not to see the stark difference in regards to caliber, performance. Like, shit, I teach acting. Like, it's not hard. The thing is, they're not watching, like what Chelsea said, right? There's over 9,000 members inside the Academy. I can guarantee you that about half of them watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. Half didn't. All right. I guarantee you less than 40% watch The Woman King, and about that same number for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, because those films are not made for them. They don't see themselves on screen and believe that is an experience that's not necessarily for them. So it's like, why even go in to try to embrace it? That's unfortunate. It's bad. And it comes out when you have these anonymous Oscar ballots come out. They are fully, because there's that power in the anonymity, they tell themselves full-fledged and don't care.
Yeah, that's why I 100% agree with you. That's why the only reason I can think of is they just did it for her longevity, or just like, hey, here's your award because we really like you in True Lies and stuff. Which
but see, it's funny because that white woman's longevity for some reason is like more prevalent than the black woman's longevity. Do you know how many titles that Angela Bassett has under their belt?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love her inside of Wakanda Forever. I think she's incredibly powerful. But like, she played Tina Turner.
Bro, she played the hell out of Tina Turner, baby.
Hello?
Like,
when I saw the real Tina afterwards, I was like, oh,
that
okay.
whole part of her, that hotel scene when she beat his ass and run down that damn thing, boy, I was like, you better beat his ass and eat that cake too.
The restaurant scene, like, man.
Oh, it was just so...
She won an Oscar for that? Just curious.
No, she didn't.
I think Snoop Dogg hasn't won a Grammy before, right?
She didn't win.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So like, it's stuff like that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Snoop Dogg has won a Grammy. Like something crazy like that, right?
Crazy amount of nominations. Honestly, in the Best Supporting Actress category, if there was any other winner, Stephanie Karen Condon from Banshees of Inisherin, or anyone else, would have been okay. Particularly because the weakest person in that category won, and it feels so icky because you know what it is. you know,
Right.
and like she wasn't with the shits either. Like they caught her real good, just like stone face.
Yeah.
You know,
and Angela did not pretend.
Yeah, and then
No, and
then
I'm
you see
glad
the
she did.
keyboard warriors today talking about she should have like celebrated and stood up and clapped for
what?
For
She's
what?
tired.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
tired.
You can curse. That's okay. You can curse.
I got my
tired.
daughter watching, so I'm trying not to.
Oh
Hey, baby.
yes, Daddy. You know what? Don't say the word.
Don't cuss, don't cuss.
How's baby girl? How's baby girl?
She's 10 going on 20, but she'll be 11 in the summer.
Not 10 going on 20.
So she
Hello?
definitely can quote them words if
But
you
I
do
will
it.
say,
My 3-year-old said.
I mean, after I like looked at everything, kind of like thought of everything, like it's just the two people that just in my head. Like Halle Berry, she won for Monsters Ball. Why they all and Denzel, he won for Training Day. They always put us in these. They always win those type of movies. Like, I mean, in Monsters Ball, what was the real plot behind it? Like, for real, what was the real storyline? She was fucking. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
No,
okay. I'm
Slave,
just saying.
Maids.
No, we just
Great.
said that we had a 10-year-old watching.
Oh,
that
sorry.
show. No, I'm kidding.
was-
I'm not trying to get you, but I'm
But
getting you.
it's just most of the times. It
Oh,
just
wait, is
doesn't
your
make
daughter
any
watching
sense.
the stream or just watching you?
She's watching a stream.
Oh yes. Okay. Let's be
It's all right,
good
she
to the
good.
10-year-old.
Yeah,
Hi,
she's out in
Chloe's
Atlanta.
daughter.
Hey, baby. She's out in Atlanta. I miss
Hey,
you.
I said fudging, you know, like the chocolate, you know, like
The
Sure.
chocolate. The
Yeah, the
chocolate.
chocolate.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, but you're right, T. It
But you
is
know
one
what I'm
of those
talking
things,
about? Like
and
he won for Training Day
yeah.
for being this aggressive ass cop
Yes.
criminal type
Yeah.
thing, and they loved that. But when he played in those other movies, like the one he played the whole one person by himself in a damn dog, in a dog. What was the name of that movie?
You're thinking about Will Smith and I Am Legend.
You're thinking of Will Smith.
I Am
But he-
Legend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
Legend.
was
Never
that's
mind.
Will Smith. That's Will
Sorry.
Smith. But what
Will
was the
Smith.
movie that
played
like
Malcolm
Man on
X.
Fire? Man on
played
Fire was Malcolm X.
Malcolm
He
X.
should have got it.
Mhm.
The movie I
Remember the
really
Titans?
liked, but I don't know how well it did. Remember the He should have got. Remember the Titans.
all of
bro.
that.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah, that's an
What was
iconic
the movie
role,
where he was
you know.
blind and he's like traveling and he's got
Oh, Book of Eli.
Eli.
Look at
I thought
Eli.
that was solid.
Yo,
Out of
all of that
time,
stuff
too.
was
I love that
so
movie.
good, but he won
So,
for
I mean,
Training Day.
there-
Training Day was good, but it was
There
just
is one of
so-
those things out there where, you know, with storytellers, we teach people how to digest cinema. And for decades, we've saw non-white folk particularly painted in a light, and it's hard for white folks to see us anything outside of that. So they will note us based off of, you know, the magical Negro that we play, a slave, a depraved individual, or a maid in that instance, right? And anytime that there's an opportunity in some part of the groups where there's, you know, we can glorify a role that is outside of what we've always been seen as, it's been met with like apprehension, like, you know, like here we have Angela Bassett playing a queen of a fictional nation that literally is the greatest nation in the world.
In the
right?
world, yeah.
And, you know, not
powerful
willing to be
queen
able
at
to
that.
celebrate.
Yeah, calling out the colonizers. Like
Right,
in the
calling
beginning,
them
the
out
first
to their
10
face.
minutes of the movie, she got
Yes.
France and USA, and
Yeah.
she
We
got them
know
on a counter
what you
like, hey,
whisper in your house.
stop playing with me.
I was like,
Yeah.
girl, yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like
I was
it's
looking at
whack
the
because it's, man, it's
I'm sorry. I was
It's
just looking at the
ultimately-
comments and like they were
Yes.
saying they kept saying like because it was a Marvel movie. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Is
So,
that like
so a
little weight to
lot of
that.
the times
Yeah,
on the Oscars, a lot of times on the Oscars, Marvel movies get snubbed, but they will give us costumes.
Kind of get
Yeah.
ignored.
That's true. That's true. Because I don't think that Justice League. I don't think that they got.
No,
is
the
it
only
not taken
recent
seriously?
comic
They don't
book
see it as a
movies,
serious movie.
well, I mean, in recent memory, and this, you know, power to DC, you know, Joaquin Phoenix got a nomination and won for lead actor for the Joker, and
The
then
Joker, yeah.
Heath Ledger, rest in peace to him. He got best
Yeah.
supporting
posthumously.
actor. So
Yeah.
that's the only like comic book movies that have won in the last decade or so. As far as
Interesting.
genre.
They turn their nose up to comic book movies in general.
To young people things.
And
you
I
know?
think
Right.
I think that
Essentially.
to me, it's like if there's any movie that's going to be nominated from Marvel movie that's going to be nominated, it should have been Black Panther
It did
because
Yeah.
Oh, it got nominated for
Mhm.
They
best
got nominated for
one.
best
It was
picture.
nominated,
There
it
was
just
no,
didn't
there
win.
wasn't a performance from it, but I will say the fact that
Yeah.
it was nominated, it meant
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
crossed a
Mhm.
bunch of genres, you know. But in the same way that, you know, Avatar was nominated, it's hard to ignore the film that's the #3 box office earner of all
Right.
time, and
Exactly.
technically it's a visual stunner. It may not be the greatest story, but
It's
like
not.
everything else, it was tops, you know. But
Right.
Yes.
we're gonna get to a point where it's
Top
gonna get
Gun
real
Maverick,
frustrating,
example,
you know, with
Yeah.
regards to how people start navigating these rooms, particularly with, and we will say her name, Gina Prince Bythewood. Like, she's not just some lady director. The Women King was, in my opinion, one of the greatest films that I've seen all year long. I have it inside my top 5. It's incredibly strong, but there's just folks, particularly in the Academy, that feel detached from having to go watch these movies. And the thing is, they will play nice and say sweet shit in your face and then turn their back on you and not like, and literally say, I don't want to see Viola Davis, snot crying and shit like that.
Exactly.
So that's frustrating.
And that was somebody that was in the Academy that said that.
Yes.
On the ballot.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I think about Wakanda Forever, I think about how this is probably one of the first times I've seen in a really big movie. Disney made the movie, Marvel, where we're actively talking about both past and present colonialization. You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing at the helm of the movie a Black woman address this. You know what I'm saying? This is like just off of that alone, like this is some shit you do not see every day. Period.
Right.
You know what I mean? On so many levels. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that just like I'm just like, this shit is rigged, bro. But yeah,
Right.
Well,
So it is.
She looked good. She looked good in that purple dress, though.
For sure.
She
And
did.
I have to
Hold
say
on.
this. So the Oscars quickly become this, wow, how do, casts of color, movies of color, basically fight the white standard? And it's like, wow, look at that. If I can pierce this veil, if I can fight this stereotype or make this amazing movie that somehow has a light shown here, then I really did amazing. It's wild to me, wild that in order for any like production of color to get any recognition, it has to be the best of the best. It has to be.
Right.
And it makes me so upset because the timing of, this time maybe we should honor Jamie Lee Curtis because she's just worked so hard over all of these actors who have been busting their butts for just as long. And it's just horribly tone deaf. Horribly.
And I do want to add to the statement that you made, Colby, because I do know that I'm sure that there's that sentiment like, oh, we don't see us. That movie's not for me. And that's the BS that really rubs me like all the wrong way. Like that movie's not for me because it's got a lot of Black people. But you know what we can't take? When we have one Black person. Oh, and let's make them a slave. Oh, we could take that movie's for me when the Black person's like a drug dealer or because that makes sense to me.
Said, yeah.
And it's like what's
and
wild is the aspect of
her name Halle Berry when Monsters Ball. I was
when
like,
they're sexy, all that.
For me, it's like when you think of Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? Even if you were not, because that movie is great. You have an Asian American family the daughter's Asian American, but the parents, right? An Asian family at the helm of this movie. And I'm a Black woman. I can relate to this as a mother. I can relate to this as a woman. I can relate to this as a person in the workforce. I can relate to this as a person who's been trying to do something, who got stuck doing this thing because I had other dreams and them dreams didn't pan out. So it's like the aspect of saying, oh, because it's Black or because it's this other skin color, that's a bunch of hogwash. You know what? F you. Okay.
Exactly.
That's what I have to say.
And to that point, Christine, Black people have always been good at that. Like if you look at Black people's relationship with anime, they don't even be showing Black people in anime like that. And when they do it be some crazy shit sometimes. And we've able to
anime is racist as a mother. Like
exactly.
We've been able to, and we eat that up.
We've able to mirror, and it's like I feel like when
we're able to relate.
When you're able, when you're the default, you're the one in that is considered the standard, the position of power. There's not often times where you have opportunity to relate to things outside of your own self because all you see is white. You know what I'm saying? But for the longest time, most movies were, very white led, and if there was a minority role, it was a very small stereotypical role.
Part.
And so they're not used to that. It's like a cognitive block almost, where they don't have that skill set. They just
it's like we have that capacity to see the relatability, but they do not.
And it's a part of being human, honestly. And I think there's a fundamental lack of not to go too deep, but like humanity there that you cannot, relate to this person. You immediately think, oh, this is for the soul sisters. This is for this is for the minorities. This is woke. You know what I'm saying? But
I can't see this because this isn't, that type of shit.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That's why I think the biggest focus, if to hopefully get some type of change, would be to highlight that Stephanie clearly outperformed her in this movie.
Exactly.
And so and you don't even need to even touch race or anything. Like, how did you not vote for her over Jamie in this, given the strength of her role and the importance of her role in the movie? And that would be a very, very hard question for people to answer if we can ever find out who these people are.
After Colby, yeah, we need to find out who they are. But after what Colby said in regards to the breakdown, I think what an idea that I have that they're not going to do to change this would be, if you didn't see the movie, you can't vote on it. You have to, and if there's like, if there's a way to prove it, like it could be like, either if you bought the movie online or something like that.
So that's the part that's really hard as an Academy member, because remember, a lot of these people, they're working members in the industry.
Yeah,
so you have you have executive producers, agents, some of them, managers. You've got craftspeople. You have actors. If I'm working on a film 6 months out the year, I don't have time to watch everything. I think that there is a privilege to be able to have a vote. I cannot wait till I'm bestowed that honor to be able to have a vote, or I get bestowed the honor to be able to win the Academy Award, right? And that's essentially like what I want for myself. But I know that everybody will have that same reverence for it. But I don't know if there's a way that you can track that. There was the thought process of like, hey, there should be a special Academy site where you have to be able to log in, have a screening room, and it can be able to track. But that really never took off. It would just be really, really challenging.
That's a fire idea.
Because it's not fair. How are you voting for something that you haven't seen?
Didn't even
haven't
and
listened
then
to the
also
music.
like CBLs, computer-based learning, like it doesn't. You don't have the next thing available until it's completed. I think that's what they should do for the movies.
Because you're saying there's 9,000 people that's in the actual voting thing, and half of them, like, that's wild. Nobody said anything about like how they do things. Like, in order for you to, in order for you to actually vote, you gotta actually prove that you actually watched the movie. Like, how you? Okay.
Yeah, it's basically white structure stereotypes. It's still prevailing, and it just says a lot about productions of color that make it to this stage. I think that's already a win.
Yeah. Elliot, you were going to say something, and then we can move on before
No, Colby touched on it. I'm going to say transparency is probably something that we'll never see in the Academy Awards, and that's why I've kind of, in the last several years, especially in the last year or so, that I became a part of a film association. It's just like transparency is lacking, and honestly, it comes down to a popularity contest when it's who votes, who obviously the campaign from the studio. So there's a lot of factors that's behind the scenes that affects these winners. So it's going to happen next year and the year after that and the year after that. So that's why I don't personally take as much stock into the Oscars as possible. At the end of the day, I know Angela Bassett, award-winning actress. She doesn't need the award to tell me how great she was in the film and for the rest of her career. It would have been nice for her to win, but at the end of the day, she's a winner in my book. So.
Right.
I got one more question though.
Okay, and then I have one question since there's people who know about that.
Well, it's not a question. It's just like, well, I guess it is. How did y'all feel about when they walked out there and they was like, "We love you, Auntie"? Like,
Michael B. Jordan and not the Majors.
Yes, they was like, "We love you." It was just such. I was like, dang. I wish they would have kind of like cue to her, but then they probably was gonna say, "Oh, we didn't know who y'all was talking about, so we didn't cue to her." Type thing.
Because they didn't watch Black Panther. That's
was that after?
In the audience?
It was
after they announced it. Yeah, and it came out, and
I think it was double serving. It definitely was unique timing where it's like, we recognize. I mean, particularly, with Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan, which one they look really, really great on stage together, and I really hope that they do a lot more work together as well. But just that opportunity, it was something that probably, like, even without knowing the results, they probably was gonna like throw that line out there because it was really, really nice. But I think it also served a double meaning, like, yo, hey, Auntie, like, we see you even if they don't. That's how I took it.
It was so great.
Also, too, I mean, Michael B. Jordan said, Killmonger said that to
when he walked into the room, hey, Auntie.
Hey, Auntie.
Yes. So, okay, my last question, and then I'll move it on. When somebody wins Best Picture, who gets that Oscar? Does everybody who works on the film get the Oscar, or who gets
it? It goes particularly to the lead executive producer on the film.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. See, it's great that I'm glad we had you guys here, because that's questions I didn't know. I knew just a tiny bit. Yes, we did. All right. So now it's time for the PartyChat Poscars. The real awards, yes. So for our I know the insight on how we do things. I don't know how the Academy does things, but how we do things. I reach out to creator friends, and they submit who they think should win each of the different categories that we have on it. We don't have all these extra stuff. Like, we don't have makeup and hair and all that on here. Ruth would have won that. So shout out to you, Ruth. But like, We have actor, leading actor, supporting. We have leading actress, supporting. We have animation, director. I think we have writing, and I think we have score. But then we compile all that on a list, on a ballot, and then you, the people, vote. So it is a public vote that you guys decide who the winners are. And I'm the only one who knows who won because I work with the interns and compiling everything together. So shout out to the interns because they put this graphic together. And now you can, come on, Yanni, bring it up. The PartyChat Poscars. We don't have another host outside of us. There you go. Music. All right. So starting off, actor in a leading role. And the nominees are Daniel Kaluuya in Nope, Brendan Fraser in The Whale, Austin Butler in Elvis, Daniel Craig in Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, and Robert Pattinson, aka Pat, in The Batman.
I am surprised by this. But it's not okay. All right, let's go.
It's a really good list.
It's a is drum roll.
Niggas, we out.
Now, I do want to remind you guys, this was public voted, okay? The content creators put the nominations, so that's on them. But the vote was okay? All right. Chelsea, if you could take the next the next one.
I got you. So, actor in a supporting role. Look at that. Let's see who we got. Oh, killer list.
Oh, this
all
list.
right. So we have Winston Duke in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. We have Ke Huy Quan in Everything Everywhere All at Once. We have Ethan Hawke in Black Phone. Oh my God, if you haven't seen it, go see it.
That movie is crazy.
It is amazing. We have Brian Tyree Henry in Bullet Train. We have Colin Farrell in The Batman, and we have Ralph, I'm going to say Fiennes in The Menu, but please correct me.
Close enough.
Fine. Yeah, his name is incorrect there. It's supposed to be an E instead of S, but that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, you're golden. You're golden. All right. And our winner is Winston Duke and Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Bald-headed demon.
That's exactly right. You cannot top that line.
The
bald-headed demon. You can't. That's amazing. Y'all did that. I'm seeing a pattern here.
Very beautiful. I mean,
hey, I'm with it. Hey, you know what? I'm with it.
There is a pattern. Okay,
there's a pattern here.
Right, Goofy.
We was able to see ourselves in all, everybody. I don't know.
We weren't able to see ourselves in anything else. But I'm just kidding.
I gotta give like an honorary to Ethan though. I love him. Oh my God.
Yeah, too. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. He had a year. Oh my God.
He did. He did.
I love him.
Fire year. Shout out to Goofy. Go ahead, Goofy.
Goofy, would you like to take this?
And the award for the actress in a leading role.
Just do the rest, please.
The nominees: Viola Davis, A Woman King, Michelle Yeoh, Everything All Everywhere All at Once, Danielle Deadweiler in Till, Anya Taylor, The Menu, Emma Thompson in Good Luck to You, Leo Grand. And the winner is drumroll, please. Viola Davis. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is gonna be Shout out to you, Viola. Shout out to you.
Absolutely.
All right, T, do you want to take the next one?
Sure.
Okay.
Now.
Uh-oh.
Actress in a supporting role. Angela Bassett in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Keke Palmer in Nope. Lashana Lynch in The Woman King.
That was my chick.
Oh, yeah, I love her.
Oh, Angela Bassett, the one and only queen.
Justice at last.
Justice. Is it just everything is mine?
I have given everything.
Victory.
Chat,
Yeah,
you knew what
so
this
shout out-
was.
They already knew. I don't even know why they.
So I do want to say that there were 3 there, but that was just because a bunch of creators said some of the same. Because
The word.
Angela had a couple of people,
Yeah.
Lashana had a couple of people, and Kiki had a couple of people. So we just listed the 3.
Yeah.
So all right, next award. Mark, do you want to take it away? Everybody, turn up your audio.
All right, animated feature film. All right, we got Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. We got Turning Red and Wendell and Wild. And the winner is
Of
Puss in
course.
Boots.
Boots was
Boots.
Wait, what was the one that actually won at the Oscars? I can't remember.
It was the Pinocchio.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
Puss.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
That was a good impression.
That
I
was
love
really
That
that.
great.
was a great
I've been
one.
working on it. I've been working.
That
on
was
it.
great. That was great.
It's yeah.
That Wendell and Wild is really cool though because they reference that in Key and Peele's skits in their shows like way before the movie came out. It was really cool. I love
it
all
was a
those
cool
movies.
movie. It was a cool movie. And Colby, you want to take the next one?
I'd love to.
Yes. Jeez.
Best director.
Ooh.
Nominees are
Ooh.
Ryan Coogler,
Stacked.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, The Daniels, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once,
That was a great voice.
Jordan Peele in Nope, and Matt Reeves, The Batman. And the winner is Ryan Coogler, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
One of the niggas incorporated.
Hey.
E-Bombay. E-Bombay.
Ebon Bet.
Okay,
That is
Ellie, do you
kinda
want to
killing
take
me.
the next one?
Yeah, for sure. What we got? Ooh, best score. Best score. Okay. All right. So our nominees are Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, which I believe is Ledward Gorson, who did that score.
Yes,
He's always
I
fire.
believe.
We have The Batman, which I believe was Michael Giacchino, who's a legend. Devotion, which I really enjoy, but I couldn't tell you who did
Shonda
that
Dancy.
score. There you go. He's an amazing individual.
Go,
And
go on
your-
Spotify and listen to that score on Devotion.
Yes,
Fire.
sir. It's a fire movie too. Everyone check it
I'll
out.
check it out. Check it out.
And your winner is
E-Bombay.
Listen.
Hey,
He gonna say Ebon Bet every
lift me up. Oh, goodness.
No, we didn't talk about it. That was a really good performance last night. She looked great. I love the way the stage was put together and stuff like that. The choir behind, the BGVs were doing really, really good.
Yeah.
It was a little too like they trimmed too much of the song, in my opinion. But
They
I get
did.
it because I was trying to sing along. I was like, oh, we just
Because the song is not even that long, so they could have
It's
just
not. They
No.
could
played
have
it
done the
all
whole song.
out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like what, 2 to 3 minutes?
They like when they got to when she's like, "Live me," I was like, "Oh, we're here now." Okay, all right,
Ah.
all right. And next, I'll take the next one. We have visual effects, and the nominees are Avatar: The Way of the Water, or The Way of Water. Just kidding. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Terrifier 2.
Wait.
I need to look at which one y'all put that on the
I
ballot.
got it in there. Okay.
And the Batman. Okay.
The voices were heard.
And the winner is
Please.
Avatar.
Avatar.
The Way of Water.
Pandora.
Terrified. Yeah.
I know I'm literally going to the thing right now to see which one of these people I sent this to. And y'all means content creator, okay? Because one of y'all content creators put Terrifier 2. I gotta see which one of y'all did that.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
did
Watch
that.
it.
Me
Yeah.
either.
Is there let me see if that's the best okay, we
Best
have
writing.
best writing next. Go ahead, Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea.
Let's see who wrote their butts off this year. Oh, no surprise there. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, and a secret favorite for me, Pearl. Who won this? Let's find out. Of course, Black Panther. Wakanda forever.
What's the Pearl movie? What
Pearl is a horror movie that you absolutely have
It's
to
a
see.
prequel to a movie that
creepy.
came out earlier in the year called X by Ty West.
Okay.
Yes.
Where's this
yes.
at?
Okay.
On Netflix?
No,
Somewhere.
it was in theaters.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
It'll probably be
There's
on
another
streaming.
sequel that's coming out later this year called Maxine.
Yes.
Oh,
What
okay.
is it about? What is it about?
Go ahead.
Chasing stardom and when
Yes.
you know, doing everything you need to do to get where you
Everything.
need to be. Being an X Factor.
Watch the trailer. You'll understand.
Yeah. Mia Goth, the queen of horror right now.
Mwah.
That's true.
And then we have our last but not least category. Goofy Wise, take it away.
And for the winner of Best Film, the nominees are Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, The Woman King, Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul.
I gotta watch that.
Oh, me too.
That's actual movie.
It's really good. It's on Amazon Prime. It's really,
So
really good.
it is. I mean, when you have, is that Regina Hall?
That is
Sterling
Regina
K.
Yes.
Brown.
And who's the actor?
Sterling Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, Sterling K. Brown.
And the winner is Black Panther, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Who
you
just
doing,
giggled? Who spit out a giggle just then?
Maybe me, but
So okay, hold on. I found the female phenom. She's the one who put Terrifier. Okay.
Okay.
We know.
Okay.
Fuck.
oh, you really looked.
You know.
Oh, so the ballots are transparent. Okay.
Oh.
To me, the ballots are transparent to me. So I know what y'all put, okay, and the interns, but the rest of people, we try to keep y'all honest here, okay? All right, we try to keep y'all honest, but the votes, that's the public. They get to choose that. But shout out to our winners. Shout out to like all of the creator friends that I sent this to, and you filled it out. Appreciate you. Much love to you. Shout out to you guys for coming on and dressing up and being a part of this. We'll take like a couple minutes for those who did see the finale of Last of Us. I know T, she didn't see it. She doesn't want to be spoiled, or do you?
No, I can't.
Okay. All right. So we have to say goodbye to T, so that way, I know, baby, we gonna miss you. We gonna miss you.
I'll never get out no fun, man.
I see you in the
Go watch
city.
The Last
I
of
see
Us.
you in the city.
I know. Goofy. I'll never get out no fun, man. Damn.
T, where
But yes,
can we
also
find
text
you?
me the link. Yeah, you're gonna do your outro, but while you do in your outro, send me the link for Lakeisha or Letitia. Okay.
Lakeisha.
Yeah, your hair,
Oh, Letitia. Okay.
Letitia. All right, T, go ahead. Tell the people who you are and what you do. I mean, where they can find you.
Hey, I'm T. You can find me around the block and everything, hiding and shit. I mean, and stuff. I gotta stop cussing. You know, I'm working on myself right now. You know, self love. But now you can find me on Twitch, everywhere. Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. Teecup181. There's a meaning behind the numbers too, by the way. But I'll tell you if you actually come and follow me on the stream and stuff like that. I ain't gonna tell you right here.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay. Is that it?
Yes, we loved having you. We'll clap you out.
Hey. Yeah,
as
I'll
the
never get
interns
to stay
take
to
your
the end, man. You
camera
knew what
away.
you were doing. You knew I couldn't catch up that much.
Interns, you can take your camera away. We love you though. Bye. She's still in there at the background. We got T. You gotta leave studio, or else you gonna get spoiled.
So everyone dies in the episode, and
Everyone.
Everybody, bro.
That's the last thing she heard before she's out
the
now.
building blew up.
Hey, I've only seen the first
did.
episode, but
Oh, so you're
Do
cool
you care
with
about
this.
getting spoiled, or
I have to give.
Okay.
I have to give. I don't think T ain't used to bragging, but T also is a community manager in Noir, and Noir is an amazing group of Black women. So T be holding me up over there too. So y'all, please go give T all the flowers. I just have to say, I have to cheerlead on the side. Okay.
of course, make sure you guys check her out, Teecup181. She's behind a lot of your favorite creators, where she's
Truly.
she's been helping them do things and achieve a lot of the things that they've been able to achieve. So show her love. So The Last of Us season finale, episode 9. Okay, we'll do our non-spoiler review, which is essentially your rating and your phrase or word that you would use to describe it. So Chelsea, you could start first. Like, how many fireflies out of 10 would you rate that episode?
This episode, I'm definitely giving it, watching it all the way through, having played the game as well, it's 9 out of 10. It's 9 out of 10.
Okay. Goofy? Oh, wait, Chelsea, what's your phrase?
My phrase, right. Let's say expected.
Okay.
I'm gonna say my word, expected.
Okay. Goofy?
I'll probably say 8 out of 10.
Okay.
And
Your
I
phrase?
would say decisions.
Okay. Elliot?
No, my bad. I was just responding to Dominique Fishback. She responded to a tweet of that I put out earlier of her of something that's coming out on Friday. But what was the question? Last of Us finale. Good emotional payoff, and I would use the word love.
What's your rating out of 10?
8.5.
8.5? Okay. Love. Okay. Yeah. And then Mark?
I would give it an 8 out of 10. A word to describe it. I mean, I would probably say brutal.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I got you. Me, I would say I stand in a different place. I give this episode a 10 out of 10. And my word would be visceral. Because we're going to talk about it, but visceral.
You shall explain. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
you shall.
I would say visceral, cinematically visceral. That's what I'll say for that.
So
that
I want
part.
to ask before we start, how many of y'all have played the game all the way through part 1?
Bam.
I didn't play all the way through. I stopped at the beginning of last episode. So the last thing was after the stab, and it flashes forward.
So it's safe to say you haven't played all the way through.
I didn't see that part. I didn't play that part.
And then, so Colby, you haven't played through either?
I've not touched that game. I didn't know what it was about, but I do know the people behind it. And Craig Mason's got his name stamped onto it as a showrunner and writer. I'm rocking with it. Watched the first episode. Wasn't in love with the first episode. But I hear it gets so much better after episode 2.
Yeah. You're in it for a ride. You're in for a ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm excited.
Top tier show.
The timing of this release was a lot like, I'm a big sports guy too, so it's like, I don't know why they picked now. Why did not take the HBO, the Game of Thrones slot? Because they've had 2 weeks where essentially they'd have very little, gate to it because they got the Oscars last night, Super Bowl a few weeks before that. But
because it's a video game.
You're right. It's a busy time of the year.
But I mean, I hear it's the talk of the town, and with every episode reaction, I like that there's event TV available for everyone to be able to have access to, on a weekly basis, to be able to support content like this, to be able to drive, good commentary. And I like Pedro Pascal, I like Bella Ramsey, and I'm excited to finally get to it. I think I'm going to start it Wednesday. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. So you're about to know what you're in for, because it's time for our spoilers review. Spoiler. Beer. You have been warned.
Okay.
All right.
You have been warned.
Yeah, I'm trying to give them ample time to back out and come back later. But yes, so explaining viscerally beautiful, I didn't say beautiful, but cinematically, right? But I also think it was beautifully done. That moment when he snapped and became the Terminator, okay? Because if you notice, the music got louder, the shot sounds got quieter, and some of the deaths, you didn't see the action, but you saw the dead guy with the bullet hole in his head. Baby girl shouldn't watch this part of the stream, Colby. But with a bullet through her at this. Oh, you're texting right now. Stop watching the stream. But yeah, the deaths and the murder that you see is wild, but the music was beautiful, and it was really emotional because you know why he was doing this. He wanted to save her, right? He wanted to stop this from happening. I do have questions. Marlene was like not about to have no conversation, and you can let me know if this is different from the game. How much of her brain? All of her brain? A piece of her brain? What if we do all of her brain now? What if it doesn't work? Now you've used it all, and it, like in the game, do they say how much of her brain they're going to use, or?
So I want to, before I answer that, I liked the ratings that y'all gave, specifically for those who played through the game, because it's like if you haven't played the game, then it seems more shocking to you. So when you said 10 out of 10, I was like, that makes sense. Because for me, I was like, this is the ending, basically. Like it gave us a little extra in the beginning, because you don't know what happens with Ellie's mother, really. Like you don't.
They didn't show that in the game?
Not at all. No.
Okay.
You don't know. You don't know why.
Shout out to Ellie being Ellie's mom. Like, hello.
Yeah, that was really.
Ellie
She sounds
Ellie.
just like her. It's nuts. I was sitting. That was wild. But like showing her getting bit as she that was nuts in the beginning.
It was. It was.
Yeah, showing her getting bit and suddenly just there's this baby on the floor, like giving birth while you're fighting for your life. I know. See, Colby? See? See, you're in it now. You're in it now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, but it won't take away from seeing it. It won't. So there you don't get to see that. But then after that, that's it. That's all the new stuff for us who have played the game. So the rest just kind of plays out like the game. Like it's not as
feeding the giraffe and all of that.
Yeah, all of that is in the game.
That was probably one of the most iconic moments in the game.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to your question of the brain part. They gave us a little more because in the game there's no guarantee that this is going to be a vaccine.
Yeah.
They just needed Ellie's brain to research her. It wasn't even a full they didn't say there was going to be like an actual cure coming out of it. They just said that so they could get Ellie out there and have a chance.
Study her.
To study it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in the game it was just like, hey, we're going to kill this girl, take her brain just to study it?
Because back to the trolley problem, one for all. Like it is what it is.
Yeah,
what would you do?
Point,
what would
humanity
you do?
is like any chance of any cure is like it's willing.
Exactly.
So if this was during regular times, that's more understandable because replication and whatnot is they clone stem cell, all this research and stuff like that exists right now that they have tools to, they have access to. I feel like is more promising than, hey, let's chop our possible.
Well, they wouldn't be able to clone that. That it's the fungus is growing in her brain.
Right.
They have to study that. There's no way she was getting out of that surgery without dying.
Oh gosh.
Mm-hmm. So you see that gut punch that you get in the game because we didn't know that either when we were playing until the end. And that's why you see Joel do all that to, get to her. And the question is Joel right or wrong? Is he right for that?
He's wrong.
Dang.
He's wrong, man.
I push back.
I have a lot of opinions here.
Back to normal.
Okay.
Go ahead. Mark go first. Mark, go first.
Mark. We'll get to you, Goofy, I promise.
Yeah, it's one, I think, the biggest thing was she should have, at least had a chance to ask her whether or not she wanted to go through it and sacrifice herself. That should have been the
both of them, mind you. Marlene didn't talk to her neither. They both do, but yeah.
Did not? That's true. They were both doing it out of child had no consent.
Right.
Yeah. So that's one thing. But even no matter what her answer would have been, I would have been in favor of because I know it's brutal, it's bad. Joel has killed plenty of people. People have killed. People are dying all over, and this is the one chance that you have to do it. If I'm in this time frame and in this world where things are going crazy, it is one of those things where it is a kind of a sacrifice.
Okay, so Goofy, how do you feel about this? And then
about the question itself or the episode in its entirety.
Whatever you want to answer first.
I think the most thing that makes me the most angry, I think Marlene is just a shitty person. I think this baby was entrusted into her by her lifelong best friend,
childhood friend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And she gave, not only did she give this baby to an orphanage in Nazi Federa, by the way, you know what I'm saying, but at the end of her life, she tries to sacrifice her without consent, without a conversation. That was the least she owed this child. not only being a sentient human being, but this is the child of your childhood best friend.
She's her auntie. She is her auntie.
You were supposed to protect her, and you're not even going to take on the role of protector and ask her what she would want to do in a situation. You see what I'm saying? So like that, first things first, that makes me angry, and I think a lot of this situation could have been smoothed out if she would have asked Ellie. And then let Joel see Ellie. Y'all got 30 niggas with armed guns. Y'all could have had him in the room with guns to his face if y'all wanted to.
Had the conversation.
Yeah, had the conversation then. But it's like that was none of that was happening. You know what I'm saying? So in that instance, I can see why Joel did what he did. You know what I'm saying? I think ultimately Ellie wanted to sacrifice herself though. And I think Joel, I think
she would have said yes.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that after this. I want to get Elliot's opinion if you have one, Elliot.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think so. This just speaks to the beauty of this game and humanity and the lack of that Joel had at the beginning of the story. So to push back on my man, for briefly, I feel like it was a lot of maybes that was posed to Joel at that moment. Marlene, it's not guaranteed. It's maybe it can work. It might not work. So in that choice, Joel is taking himself back to maybe my daughter could have survived if I would have moved left, moved right, or maybe avoided the situation there. So that's a big maybe to put in front of a man who's now opened his heart up to someone that he's essentially has embraced and has become almost a second daughter to her. So that's a big ask for someone, especially that journey that they just went on for the last, obviously 9 weeks, but in their world, it's like almost 3 to 4 months. That's a big maybe to put on someone's conscience, especially someone that has now kind of reopened his heart up to humanity. So do I want to sacrifice this person that I have come to love and to come to be a daughter just for a maybe to maybe save humanity? As we know from especially last week, humanity has pretty much gone to shit. So do we really want to save this world that has kind of eaten each other and killed each other? So it's a big axe. And also too, just keeping Ellie alive. There's figuring out other ways to, if she were to have offspring, maybe they'll be having the opportunity to have the gene or the cure inside of them. So it's a big ask to have Joel just say, okay, wipe his hands clean and go ahead and kill her. So I'm with Joel on that decision.
Exactly. And before anyone else comes through, real quick, I'm going to pose this before everybody's like, well, there's a guarantee that this would have worked because the director said, even if we find the cure to these to us getting infected, these infected were still ripping people apart. Still, that solved one part of the problem, because Ellie was not moving through infected unseen. Like, they still could have killed her. So you're still dealing. So this doesn't solve all the problems. Don't approach it from this is a cure-all to everything, because now you still have the world still in a dire situation, because we still have infected roaming everywhere and the world's in collapse. So I wanted to throw this to Colby. I know this is a heck of a question to ask, but as a father, like, your kid may be able to cure future infections. Like, I feel like this should be obvious, but what side are you on? You've got Marlene, who has the selfish choice to make, but she does it for humanity. And then you have Joel, who has a selfish choice to make, but it's for himself. Where do you stand? Because I'm not a parent, so I don't think I can.
I asked myself this similar question when watching Knock at the Cabin that came out last month, right?
Yes.
I need to watch that.
Even without,
I need to watch it too.
Show, it's that's a tough choice to ask. Any parent, right?
Yeah.
The hard part is truly believing in. The thing is, the hard part is truly believing in humanity, right? Because it's like there's a big what if. Like, this could be a move that could potentially benefit humanity, but that's my kid. I would make. I can't even say it's a selfish choice. I'm going to choose my child.
Precisely.
Yeah,
How would you feel if your child wanted to do that? Would you give them that agency? Because
hell no.
Oh, there you go. Boom. Joel. We got Joel right here. No. You can't.
I feel like no. We're gonna find another way.
That's exactly what Joel
said in the episode. At least have the conversation. That's so kind of going back to your question about, is Joel right? Is Marlene wrong? I feel like I have a lot of understanding, right? I have a lot of understanding to the situation. I understand for Marlene and the aspect of let's say it is a for sure cure, right? We kill this girl, we save the world, right? And then it becomes like a World War Z ending where everybody works together and just cleans up the infected because now no one else can get infected, right? Or we have the situation with Joel, like he lost his daughter. He is in that frame of mind. He literally just told us how the next day he tried to kill himself after he lost his daughter.
Precisely.
And now he's in this situation where he is opening up his heart, and he was forced to like come to terms with that sentiment in the last episode when she was just taken, right, by them people, and he had to terminate his way through them people, right? And he called her baby girl at the end. So I understand for him, it's kind of like he's back there again, but this time he might be able to save this girl as his daughter versus I understand Marlene's situation as well. I do feel like coming together, having a conversation at the very least with Ellie, with Joel, with the doctor, and like Goofy was saying, they had armed people. Have them up in a room, have a conversation. Marlene was just like, "Yeah, I know," and the fact she was like, "I know more than you." Heffa, you wasn't here for her life. You was in the city, but you ain't do ish. Joel spent more time with this girl than you did, and you took her from the mammy's hands, okay, and brought her to Boston. So it's like, I have understanding for the situation. It makes it a difficult ask. Mark, it looks like you were going to say something. Go, Mark.
Everyone's hands is dirty at this point, man. Like Joel, before you met her, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's killing people left and right. And I'm not going to do any spoilers. The second game, it brings up even more dilemma about what you do, how it affects other people. But I would go down to even just the honest thing with, even in the beginning when the scientists first discovered it, what did she say? Bomb this city, right? She was like, bomb the city. Like, so are we okay with, all right, we know this thing is spreading and maybe we have a good shot, but we have to kill a bunch of innocent people, but that saves the greater good. And that's a tough decision, but governments, military make it all the time. And so I just think this is on a smaller scale where it is one person. And I understand Joel, but when you're thinking about even the possibility for the greater good, it's sometimes sacrifice is necessary.
And that's where the question comes in, right? Humanity of it all, as far as like you have the opportunity to save one, you want to save the world. I mean, that's just a bigger scale of just like comprehension of like no kind, that you're saving the world is so hard to kind of, take into account, but you have the opportunity to literally save one person. So you're willing to, again, you're trying to save the world, but in doing so, you're killing somebody to do that. That's where the whole dilemma of like just the moral of the compass of it all is the big thing. And again, to Mark's point, that's why I love this game and the conversation that's been on for almost 10 years now, is that idea of someone coming back from that, as Mark brought up, the darkness of killing and trying to survive and doing anything by any means to survive, but then finding that nuance in that hope of someone, of a child like Ellie, 14 years old, as we've seen, she's able to accomplish so much. She saved her own life last week with the David character, the true monsters of the story of the humans, which again goes back to saving humanity. We just saw humanity in last week's episode, what they've become. So it is that dilemma. But again, I just find the beauty of that, what Joel decided to do is it's just a nuance, and it's a beautiful story, man. That's why I love it.
I'd like to add real quick. That's why I want to go around and ask like specifically your ratings, like why you docked points X, Y, and Z, or why it was perfect for you, just to rehash. For me, why I docked from this episode was there wasn't too much of a new perspective from this end, but also it was really frustrating that they locked in something that I don't think they needed to lock in with the virus, like them saying for sure there's a cure. Like hearing Marlene say the exact process as to how they're going to make this cure, I didn't like that because it slightly changes the conversation. With it makes more sense for Joel to jump up when it's an experimental surgery and they don't know if it's going to actually
I see what you're
results.
saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
See, there's a big difference in that.
Ain't nobody talking to you, Siri. She just popped up on my phone.
I know, right? Yeah, it's a very big difference with that. Like, okay, of course Joel's going to get up if it's experimental. Like, you don't even know? Okay, so of course we get why Joel's like, nah. I mean, yes, there may be a chance. There's a maybe. So that makes it more torturous. But it felt like the show was like, oh, it's really going to punch him in the gut if it's for sure. Like, Joel really just spat in the face of humanity for the sake of this kid. And that's why I docked a couple of points, really. Or 1 point, really, because it didn't need that. They do a lot of things they don't need to do in the show. The spores should have been worldwide, just like it, or not worldwide. There should have been spores in the show. I think it would have been more impactful if we walked into buildings and you see the fungus growing and you could breathe it in. It makes it scary. And they should have stuck with the ambiguity of the surgery. So that's why it was my 9 out of 10. Goofy, why did you dock points from this episode?
It was a short run time for one.
That part.
That kind of pissed me off.
I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie. It was 55.
Yeah, 45 minutes. I felt like they
45,
could have definitely came up with more content to give us in that instance. I would have loved to see like the conversation we were actually talking about, something like that. You know what I mean? I get they wanted to stay true to the game, which is fine. One of the things that really made me kind of upset is like, again, kind of what Chelsea said. I knew it was coming, so there was no real like shock factor for me there. But I really wish they would have turned up that action sequence a little more. Like when Joel's going up there and killing all those people, I'm like, this feels like a pass. Y'all said we almost done with the season. Let's take it easy. Like I'm thinking like action sequences that really stuck out to me that would have done really good here. Y'all remember Stranger Things and how they stepped up that action scene when the military came for them, and it was like it was intense. Like that's when I was playing the game. That's what it felt like. You know what I mean? It was emotional, but it was like, holy shit, I gotta go. I'm out here, Agent Zero. I'm like, blah, blah, blah,
really?
Blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would have loved to see somebody else say something, like one of the soldiers, like have an actual conversation with him. And like, this is for not Joel. No, you know what I mean? And Joel just be like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? That would have been.
I need that. So. Yes, I 100%, because The Last of Us, they tout character interactions with the player. Like when you hold a gun up to somebody, they beg for their lives. And there are things in the game that made it just mwah. And that level, seriously, is one of like the most intense levels you'll play, because you're literally running and navigating through the hospital trying to find her, and you're mowing down people. So like, I know you like that Terminator scene, Christine, but the game, it feels much more visceral. It does, because you have to do it. You have to do it.
And I'm crying.
It's nuts. Yeah, I'm crying the whole time, because the music, the score in the background is still very emotional. Yeah. So, Elliot.
Yeah.
Why did you dock points?
Yeah, so to kind of follow up what Goofy was saying, that's something, that's just an overarching kind of, I don't want to say mistake, but something that was missing from this entire series, and not action for the sake of action, but as you just mentioned, in this wonderful game, the action actually has a story within the action. So it's in the narrative of Joel doing that, like you just mentioned, that actually plays into the character and kind of plays into the story. So that was something that I kind of missed out on, and wish they would have expanded on that last scene for another 5, maybe 7, maybe even 10 minutes. But then emotionally speaking, from a character perspective, from when we saw Ellie last week, you know, the whole situation with David, and then obviously Joel, baby girl, that moment was beautiful. From that moment, the handover to this episode, we see Joel is now literally a changed man. Joel is like, hey, you want to learn how to play guitar? You want to play this game with me? I wish there was another, like a 5-minute scene, not necessarily going back to what they said after episode 8, but just a moment of acknowledgement of, number one, her trauma that she experienced, but also number 2, Joel making that switch from kind of cold, literally in episode 6, you know, you're not my daughter, to now embracing her as a daughter. I wish we would have seen that narrative kind of handover from one episode to the next, to kind of get that bridge of how Joel has literally went from 180 to being this father figure. I wish we would have had maybe 1 or 2 scenes to really iron that in, really hit that home that this is now his daughter. So I wish we would have gotten that. So that's why I kind of took off a couple points for me.
And I'm going to address. So there were 2 things I just saw in chat real quick, because I'll forget. I don't like that, Alfonso, that if that's true, if they are going to introduce spores into the next season, then I was completely right. And that makes me even more upset, because no, it does not make the mechanics on the show any different. Spores, we talked about this in another episode, so I won't go too deep, but spores absolutely could have been used in the show effectively, and it would have made it more exciting. Imagine walking into a room, you don't know what's in there, and you have to be extra careful, because if you step on a pile of spores, you are infected. I don't know why shows don't want to mask characters up. Like literally in the game, you mask up. But either way, I'll move away from that. So Mark, you gotta let me know on your rating. Why did you take points away? I mean, if it's the same as everyone else, please feel free to heart. But
yeah, it's the same. And again, Goofy hit a lot of really good points on that too. And playing that scene in the hospital was intense. And now I do like they got some of the camera angles right, like in the game when he killed Marlene. That that shot of like
beautiful.
looking up, like even in the game, it was even more tense. You know, but it was good. And so I know it's kind of hard to recreate that experience it is when you're controlling the actual character. But I do think they had some time there. They could have made it a longer episode to add some more, more infected in there somehow to make it more tense. Like this show it's been beautifully done, but I haven't had those tense moments like you had in the game. I think they captured the emotion of it. They captured the characters and stuff like that, but it's just nowhere near as scary as like I feel like they just been walking, having a good time, and even when she was running up, and they eventually saw the giraffes, I wasn't even tense. Like it's I don't know, they were missing that, but everything else about the show has been great. But I would give the birth part at the beginning, I would give that a 10 out of 10. Just that.
For sure.
100%, 100%, man.
100%.
And to that point, I want to.
Go ahead,
I was going to say to Mark's point, I love that the show has embraced what's come before it, with Troy Parker or Baker being a part of last week's episode.
Yes,
the actress that played Marlene is playing Marlene again, and Ashley Johnson, like Christine said earlier, the fact that she's Ellie's giving birth to an Ellie, kind of passing the baton to the new generation. Metaphorically, just kind of was so awesome to see. So, and going back to Ashley Johnson, and again, Colby can probably speak to this as far as like the acting's perspective. That's such a huge ask for an actor to come in to rephrase or to play a different character in a game that's meant so much to them individually and also just the game industry. But to come into that role, to do that scene, and to just absolutely just murder it. I mean, Ashley Johnson she killed that scene. Like Mark said, that was a perfect. It was almost like kind of a Quiet Place meets The Last of Us, because it reminded me so much of Emily Blunt's scene in that film. But it was that intro set the mood and the tone for the rest of the episode for me.
Colby, please.
So, because I didn't have like any there wasn't a built-in like inherent attraction to the show because I was not familiar with the original IP, right? And after watching the first episode, this seems like a really promising start. And then I've seen like this overt praise, like, yo, this thing is fantastic, and it's just like the game. And then there's all these Easter eggs where in their mind they're seeking images from playing the game that work its way inside the show. So I'm gonna miss that, like that spark, that magic that like has that connecting point. And I'm not gonna knock it there, like as a film critic. There's something that Mark said that like, is this a thrilling series? Like in my mind, I know they're not zombies, but they're zombie like creatures. Is there a lot of zombie shit happening?
Yeah.
No.
I can't.
In the show? No.
In the show.
She thinks
In the show.
She
In
thinks
the
it's
show now.
Walking Dead or something, but it's not. It's nowhere. It's
more about
the
game.
In the game, there was an element of horror that they just completely almost like missed for a large part of it.
When I hear people talk about the game, I like when you're talking about like this hospital, I'm like, oh shit, do I want to go play this game before I watch this show? Like you talking about, like, I gotta put this thing up there.
You should. You should.
Okay, you should.
So I'm conflicted because y'all see how Christine got on here and rated it 10 out of 10. Because she hadn't played through that part. And there are just certain parts. I don't think this is a series where you have to play the game to watch it. Because there are going to be parts that you get to live in.
And nor particularly what I want to. In the same way that like I'm not a book reader. I haven't read a book since high school, right? Because it's just like I'm such a visual person that like I want to have someone champion their story, tell it their way, and let it be an adaptation. It doesn't have to be a shot-for-shot remake or something that came before it. Let this artist translate what they've seen in a particular text and put it onto the big screen. So I trust Craig Mazin in building that world. Just when I saw that first episode, I didn't know what I was in for. And that's a hard part about translating content from one medium to another, because there's folks that are like, oh, it's about to be like this game, but it's like, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to play by those rules. But just I wasn't too sure exactly how thrilling. There was a scene in there that felt very much like A Quiet Place. I was like, okay, I can kind of rock with this, but I don't know if I think that's why maybe like I didn't really rock with like that DMZ show that came out on HBO. It's like,
I did not like that at all. With
you know what I'm saying? It's like, I was like
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson.
I'm not a fan of that show.
Benjamin Bratt, stuff like that. I'm just like, I don't know, but like I respect the actors. So if if you're setting the stage for me to say like, yo, this is a human drama, it's like Walking Dead with like 30% less zombies, then I'm still gonna buy in. Hopefully it's Walking Dead with 30% less zombies.
It is
like before season 4, because I'm only up to season 4 of Walking Dead.
Really?
I didn't
it's less redundancy.
Yeah. Took the words out of my mouth. Okay, that makes me happy.
So much less redundant than Walking Dead is.
For
But I
sure,
do want to jump in. So for my 10 out of 10 rating, because this makes me want to at least go back and play the game and finish that part, because I played up until, like I said, last episode, where the beginning of that last episode is. So I do remember like you meeting the guy and you're like, hey, I'll go get the medicine and I'll give you the deer. And then I know there was like some zombie experience, but after that I had stopped. So I didn't see the aspect of like what he did or what he was going to do, David, all that other stuff. I didn't see that. But
it's, I'm so glad you brought that up.
Which was great for like watching it, since I had never I didn't play that part. It was a nice surprise for me. But like, I will say that for me, the aspect of execution, kind of touching on Colby's point as well, like if you're taking a property or an IP that sold really well for the fans, and then you're like, hey, I want to make a live action version, or I want to make a movie version or a TV show version, I do feel like there are certain beats that do need to be met, because a lot of the times when we get to that mindset of, oh, I want to adapt it my way, they put out absolute garbage. The difference with this is that Neil Druckmann was like with the production of this, and he was ingrained in it. So he helped to guide this story in such a great way that I do feel like is faithful to the fandom, because you made this because the fans made it popular, and you kind of made this baby that was a great present to the fans. So that's part of my rating. Now with the aspect of this episode, for me, I know there's probably a difference in playing Joel doing that part or watching Joel doing that part, but the aspect of that parental mindset of like, from the beginning, remember what happened to him, and then him saying what he did right after, wanting to kill himself, and then seeing this mode, I thought it was so beautifully done, where they, like, you didn't even hear the bullets, you hear the music, because the music is driving the sentiment of like this man snapping with this, like, okay, I have to save her now. I have to save her now. I just feel like that's what he was saying in his mind, because he missed out on the opportunity with his daughter. And
the same thing happened in game.
The execution. So that's why for me, I was like, the fact that they made the music louder than the bullets, I was like, that's beautiful. As you're just hearing it's like you're hearing it through his head, because it's like hearing the bullets kind of numb out. It's like as if he's not even hearing the bullets. They're talking to him. Some of them were even saying something like, no, like, and he was not hearing it. He was not hearing it. And I was just like, I thought it was just so beautifully done. And I completely understand you
with
snapping
that
at the moment.
I think that's why I think the best way to do it is to watch the show first and then play the game, because I think it hits
it is
harder
shorter
for people.
It's shorter.
It is way shorter. It's more convenient, and it definitely gets across the main point of the story very well, and it hits you like with the surprise factor, and then you get more I guess more of the experience, because you learn more through the show. You do.
Yes.
You learn more through the show. You get more flavor in the show. But the game, you get more of that immersive experience.
Is the game series done?
They're going to work on a third one, but
there's a third part.
Oh, so I'm two.
There's only 2 games out right now. They're doing part 2, and I'm very surprised that they are actually going straight into part 2. I thought they were going to milk.
I did read a tweet that they said that part 2 is going to take more than one season to do.
Yeah, they did say that. Yeah,
they confirmed that today.
Okay.
Which is fine. Which I think is fine. But I think this podcast literally proved what I was thinking. People who haven't played the game, they're gonna love this episode. People who have, they're like, maybe they gave us a bone in the beginning.
There's still love. It's just a little less than like us tenors out here. We have it represented for the tenors right now.
Hey, this is one of the best video game adaptations we're ever gonna get.
Yes.
Best. And to your point, Colby, that you were making earlier with I need this to catch me. The story from the game alone, like it builds its own world, it builds its own hook. Like it's really good. Like it holds its own.
Hella intense. The game is hella intense.
Very
crazy intense.
I wish I had more time for video games, because I definitely have recognized that in the past 10 years, there's been a switch to make games much more cinematic that I've missed out on. It's like kind of I'm primarily a movie guy. I don't even have time to be able to watch
they're all
TV
movies now
that I want to be able to watch.
Uncharted.
Right?
Uncharted 4 is essentially.
That's what I've heard about that. Like my best friend, he loves Uncharted and he loves The Last of Us and stuff like that. And I wish that I had the time to be able to like get into it. I'll come back and just kind of levy my thoughts on when I do get around to, because I'm gonna be traveling. I'm finally gonna take a vacation, going to Mexico next week. So like I'm gonna try to watch this on a plane and stuff like that. And
Happy for you.
I'm super duper happy. So
I made me hungry. Food.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna be in the sunshine. I'm gonna lay out naked and whatnot. So if anybody wants to see Kobe, bare all, come to Mexico. But I mean, I always appreciate like a really honest adaptation. It seems like from what I'm hearing that this is like really satisfying fans and people that are new. Like that's what I want to do. Like my dream.
They did what a lot of people wish they could.
My dream is to be responsible for making like a true faithful adaptation of Dragon Ball Z. I will do it till like I will not die a happy man without.
Hopefully you make it better than Dragon Ball Z, because it is low. But
my expectations for you are high.
Yes.
Well, see, that's the thing. You don't take the entire thing of it. You take what works the best.
Don't avatar it. Don't avatar.
No, not when you. Yeah. There will be white people in the movie, but not all.
I think since this is the
No, I meant like they took all of the first season and made like a movie, and that was like
like the same saga is going to be a 2-hour and 30-minute film, and that's like, but you get the crux of what makes that saga work, because there's probably half of those episodes are unneeded inside of it. Right,
literally, the pacing is really bad.
You take that, and then you take other like dramatic elements that make shit cinematic and make that work. You don't
add depth.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Let us know.
Absolutely.
Let us know.
Can I ask one more thing, Christine?
Yes.
I want to ask, since we're on to part 2 of this series, I don't know how many people have completed the game. Has anybody played part 2? All the way.
I haven't even started part 2, but I know something.
Yeah, we know, Christine. You haven't even finished part 1.
How long are these games? Hold on, wait. Is this like a 5-6 hour gameplay?
It's long.
No. Part 2 is like
40.
Part 2 is long.
Like 30, 40 hours.
Yeah, like 40-ish, 40 around.
It's actually
40
ridiculous. Yeah. I think
Listen,
it's
good. I've not even gotten through but like half an hour of the first Spider-Man game. So like.
No.
It's not. I actually might recommend.
You start playing now.
I just got out the bank.
You might be done with the first game.
I personally feel. So wait, it's just you, Goofy, and Mark.
Yeah.
I haven't played.
Elliot, you too. Oh, okay.
I'm very aware of the storyline, but
yes. So we're in the same boat. Okay, so I am very curious to see how people are going to react, for people who don't know, who know, and people who beat the game about part 2, because they're committing, they're doing it, and it was very controversial because there were leaks. There were a lot of things that I recommend, if you haven't been spoiled yet, stay unspoiled. Just stay unspoiled. And just stick to that. I'm very, 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 very curious how they're going to work with casting, how they're going to work with the changes, and I can't wait.
So that is something. So when I was recording my react to the 9th episode and I saw Ellie, I was like, oh, it would have been great if in the second one she was her, because I know there's like a jump in age or what have you. But then I do wonder like how long between now and the next season are we going to get? Is it going to be the typical Americanized thing where next year we have the second season, or is it going to be like a lot of other countries and stuff and productions may have a couple years out before their next?
Well, Pedro said, I think he was on the red carpet for the Mandalorian premiere, and he said that they plan on shooting season 2 in October of this year. And you would imagine with the production of that show, late 2024, maybe early 2025. Kind of similar schedule.
They're going right into winter.
She's gonna look how she looks like now.
I mean, and to your point, Christine, they also confirmed that they will be bringing back Bella Ramsey, because they feel like she's perfect casting. And in reality, she's 19 going on 20 years old. So she's the age of Ellie.
She's 19?
Yeah. She just looks young.
Yeah, she just looks exactly. So hopefully, and keeping in mind that the production of this show was in 2020, 2021. So by the time they go in production 2023, and if you've seen Bella Ramsey being interviewed, she looks older than the Ellie that we see in the show now. So I think
I got you.
That age up from season 1 to season 2.
So we do have to end out, but before we do, is there any last minute thing that you guys want to say about the Last of Us, or even if you're like, nah, but I want to say this about the Oscars or what have you, or anything else we talked about? We'll start from Mark and then work our way back up.
I would say movie of the year for me is Top Gun. I think that movie is was incredible in so many different ways. But yeah, outside of that, I would say overall the show's been fun with you all. It's been good. I love the conversation.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming. I was trying to see, it did get nominated. It did get nominated. Okay. Yeah. I was like wondering because I know not a lot of action movies get nominated as well. Colby?
Yeah, no, this has been great. I'm glad to be able to have the Oscars fully digested, have some content that I can be able to put on my plate so I can catch up with the rest of y'all glorious kings and queens. And yeah.
Hey.
Thank you. Elliot?
As far as Oscars, RRR, I wish I could have got some love, but no, India didn't.
Do not.
Yeah, because I love that movie so much. And also Decision to Leave, which is another international film that I wish would have got some nominations. But yeah, besides that, it's always great to be here. Last of Us, last points on that is I hope that Hollywood takes the idea of adapting these great games into shows. Nothing against movies. I love movies. But I think shows allows you to fully flesh out the characters, fully flesh out the story. So hopefully this is the template and the blueprint moving forward. But yeah.
As a non-gamer, what would be another show? It doesn't have to be like similar, but like what is a quality game that you feel like can get the Last of Us treatment that like can be universal for everybody?
If they're
already working on it.
I thought that was Halo, and it seemed like everybody hated Halo.
So God of War, absolutely, like Goofy said. Please, Goofy.
Amazon.
Yeah, the Amazon is working on the God of War show already.
And it's a God of War show, not
Is it Batista? Who
no, it's a show.
They haven't.
It better not be
I don't think
Batista.
they've announced it.
That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be my pick for sure.
Okay.
I mean, they already got me nervous because they're adapting the newer stuff and not the backstory of
Exactly.
Kratos.
What is wrong with like? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm very passionate.
But I think they're also doing Tomb Raider as well. They're also doing Tomb Raider.
They are.
So.
Tomb Raider could absolutely.
I do have
it's not
faith in
the
Prime.
same.
I do have faith in Prime. So I think
makes
that
great shows.
we might be good. We might be good.
Yeah.
Absolutely do. And I'm sorry. That's what I talk about. I really truly think that God of War could absolutely get that attention. Do I think so? It will. I don't think so. If you don't start
Cast
at
is
the
the
beginning,
next question. Cast is
if
the
you
next
don't if you don't start at the
Right.
beginning, right?
Right.
But Uncharted could have been could have been.
I
feel
was
like it would have.
hopeful.
It wouldn't have been like hitter for hitter, like in the feels, but it could have been fun. It could have been a TV show, Indiana Jones feel. It could have been. It could have been great. It really could have been. But I have opinions. Were we going out, Christine? Hold
on. It's Goofy's turn. Yeah, Goofy.
Yeah, Goofy, please.
I just want to ask two questions. What is the next show we're going to be talking about? Like, what's going to fit the next show on the PartyChat podcast slot? You know what I'm saying? Since Last of Us is gone, what are we going to be talking about every week? And also, are we talking about anime too? What's up, man?
I'm down.
Listen, I say, hey, y'all want to suggest? Y'all want to make suggestions? You know what you got to do.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a huge part of, but
Well,
y'all have to
okay,
watch
so-
it as well. So like,
I'm watching it.
Have y'all been talking about Traders? I love that. I just got into that show.
No,
I'll
yeah,
watch
yeah.
it because you're watching it.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
I'll try it because you said
So
it.
I didn't know what it is. So you'll have to let me know.
We'll have to
It's
catch
a fun
Christina.
show.
Yeah. So like, we can't. So talking to your first question, I haven't chosen one yet, but we can definitely talk about it. But next week we will. I know we're gonna have Barefoot Tosh on, and that's something she really wants to talk about. So for those that have been watching Attack on Titan, that'll be that conversation at that point. I think that moment, I would have to like just watch you guys while I can't hear you because I'm not caught up.
You gotta.
Can I just say that? I don't want to spoil too much, but there is a very similar moral dilemma that goes down to what Joel did for his dog, for Ellie. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think the fact that like the ending of Last of Us and the ending of Attack on Titan are releasing in the same time span. Like for me, as someone who's watched both and is talking about both on socials right now, on TikTok right now,
Literally,
shameless plug. I mean, it's just like the overlapping of conversation is one part beautiful, but it also says a lot about, I think, how society, treats these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very interesting. I'll just say that. I know
Okay.
Christine's like,
next week,
nigga, what are you talking about? You about to spoil this for me?
Don't spoil. Please don't spoil.
Let me shout out
I've
some.
got to catch up. But next week,
yeah.
just for those watching, Tasha will be here, and that's something that she wants to talk about. So that's a conversation we'll have. And then Chelsea, go ahead.
Jordan in chat, you know me. See, thank you. If y'all ever, and this is for you, Colby, if you ever seen Jack Quaid, talk about BioShock and making it a series with Amazon, jump on it. Period. It's gonna be amazing. Thank you. Mwah. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. And then, so I want to thank everybody who joined today, everybody who dressed up today. Someone came in here and said, why y'all dressed for a funeral? It's because you don't know style. All right. And that's cool, But we had the Party Chat Poscars today. Okay. And we came dressed to the 9s. All right. Or dressed to the 7s, but that's okay. 7s to 9s is okay.
She just called me average, y'all. She just called me mid. That's crazy.
No, I think 5 is a mid. You're more of a 7. You at least had the gold chain out. You did a black shirt. Okay, so that's
I like it. It's clean.
Yeah. So before we leave, everybody shout out like who you are and where people can find you. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for coming through and being a part of this and doing this with us. Mark and Elliot, this is your third or second Poscar. I think third Poscars, actually.
Third.
Third. We had the slap last year and we talked about stuff the year before. So the third Poscars. So hope to have you guys back again. But Mark, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me just Googling Soldier Knows Best. I'm mostly on YouTube. And you can find me there, and they have links to all my socials. I have a couple of different names for that. But go check out my latest YouTube videos, tech focused, but I talk about a little bit of everything.
Awesome. And he does like little travel vlog, like not really a vlog, but travel videos like on social media
like
that
Instagram,
you post.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like they're just, it's like cinema. It's cinema. Okay. Colby, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can follow your boy. I'm on all the socials at Kolbytoldme. That's KOLBYTOLD me on Twitter, IG, sometimes on Facebook at Colby Mac. When I'm in the mood to write, you can check out my website, mreportpod.com. That's capital M reportpod.com. Also on Twitter and IG at mreportpod. That's our podcast. If you choose to be able to follow it, minority perspective on a little bit of everything. And I will be relaunching the Kolbytoldme podcast very soon. Not exactly sure, but hopefully in the next week or two. So yeah, follow me so you can find it out, because I will be doing the Golden Kolbs, my award show. So compiling that together. I may be reaching out to a lot of y'all to be able to get help with my awards categories to close out 2022. So yeah.
Yes, sure. Hit us up. Let us know. Elliot, where can the people find you?
Well, again, like you mentioned, Christine, this is the second or third time being here, and it's always an honor, and I love being on the panel with these amazing people and the amazing community you all have built. So I always appreciate being here. And as far as where you all can find me, here on YouTube, talking about the latest movies. We just got done from horror fans, enjoying Scream 6. And this month alone, Shazam got a review coming later on that for Fury of the Gods. We'll be seeing John Wick 4 tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that content.
Ooh.
And for my TV, because I'm a big TV watcher as well. If you're a fan of Donald Glover, for my Atlanta people out there, he's working with a show with Janine Neighbors, which is starring Dominique Fishback, called Swarm. So that's coming to Prime Video later this week. So I've seen the show. I highly recommend you all stop what you're doing and watch this on Friday. You won't be disappointed. But to talk about all those movies and shows, check me out here on YouTube at Movie Files.
Hey.
Will do. And Goofy, where can the people find you?
What's up, y'all? I appreciate these conversations. It's been a great time. This is what I love to do. I'm kind of transitioning more of my content into the show, movie, anime space. I kind of have been already, so you can catch me on TikTok at GoofyWise. I'll be breaking down this stuff. You'll get to see my funny reactions as well. I have a reaction channel on YouTube. Y'all can click, search GoofyWise, whatever, everywhere. Y'all can find me there to come react with me, come commentary, whatever y'all want. So, yeah.
Whoop whoop. And Chelsea?
Hi, I'm Chelsea, and do not go into my DMs asking if you can meet Rihanna. Thank you. I like to build computers though, so like you can check me here and see your way there. Thank you.
And And I'm Christine. You can find me here at Christine and Christine Games. On the reaction, we're finishing up The Last of Us, and we've got Steven Universe that we've been dabbling in, which has been fun. It's funnier than I thought. I didn't think I was gonna like Steven Universe, but you know what? You a funny show, Steven. But there are some things that are coming down the pipeline. Stay tuned. And then also you can check out the Party Chat podcast. We're here live every Monday, 5:30 Eastern. And you could minimize me now because we're talking about everybody. But hold on, the gold eyeshadow was really slaying. Put me back up again really quick. I didn't realize how good. Look at girl. Okay. But yes, shout out to you guys for joining and Party Chat podcast everywhere. We're live on YouTube and Twitch every Monday. And thank you guys again for coming through, voting, for making the ballot, for making the show. Shout out to our interns that will put a lot of the graphics and stuff together for us. Also, we have a super chat that we do need to shout out. Shout out to J Cut Productions, who is a fan of the show and a friend of the show and has been on the show. He said, hey, y'all, she was dead wrong for not having a convo about it with them like a real doctor. And that's like Marlene talking to Joel and Ellie about the situation. She should have done better. I agree. But shout out to J Cut for that. And then shout out to our members. Once again, our members, Channy Chan, Mac Winters, Charles Pretlow, and Eliminate. We appreciate you, appreciate the love, and we out. See y'all later.